In the middle of the dance floor. I'm so high, but it's so bright. Now you are my, I won the fight. DJ won't touch the sky. DJ, now you are mine. DJ, I'm so high. Now I wanna lose my mind. In the middle of the dance floor. You're on top of me, yeah. DJ, give me a little more now. Smash that beat, bring that snare. I'm so high, it's so right. Now I wanna touch the sky. I'm so high, it's so bright. Now you are my, I won the fight. DJ, wanna touch the sky. DJ, now you are mine. DJ, I'm so high. Now I wanna lose my mind. DJ, wanna touch the sky. DJ, now you are mine. DJ, I'm so high. Now I wanna lose my mind. DJ, won't touch the sky. DJ, now you are mine. DJ, I'm so high. I wanna lose my mind. In the middle of the dance floor. You're on top of me, yeah. DJ, give me a little more now. Smash that beat, bring that snare. I'm so high, it's so right. Now I wanna touch the sky. I'm so high, it's so bright. Now you are my, I won the fight. DJ, wanna touch the sky. DJ, now you are mine. DJ, I'm so high. Now I wanna lose my mind.
Okay, hello there and welcome to My Gamers League round number 5. Together with me today I have Nick. Hello Nick.
Hello guys.
And the team for today is Dactylion versus mYinsanity. We have been casting mYinsanity before, me and Nick. Do you have any predictions about today's game?
Like in the weeks before, I think we saw Pirate Rogue, if I'm not mistaken, and Pirate Rogue was just insane. Like we saw Les playing Pirates. That's that's the highlight for me. So Pirates a really strong deck, and I'm assuming that we're gonna see more of this wacky deck. Like he himself said that it's not that good of a deck, but I had to play it. So basically, I hope we see something like that here. Also, let's give you guys the players for each team. For mYinsanity, we have Fake, Miss Foxio, and Alice, as we said. So Mirai will not be able to play today. And for Dactylion eSports, we have Grimjo, Zephyr, and Tuiz. So I'm gonna pass the ball to you, Silas. Do you know anything about the Dactylion eSports guys? Because I haven't heard many things for them.
Actually, I haven't heard anything about them, and I did try to get some information, and they kind of confessed that they don't have any really big achievements yet. So you could say that this is maybe their chance to start
Yeah.
shine or become an upcoming team. And if we look at the table here, we see Dactylion eSport and mYinsanity both have 3 points each after 4 games. So that Dactylion is actually on spot 8 of 10. But mYinsanity actually has plus rounds, if you can say like that. I mean, they have been losing 2 games, and it has been 5-7 and 5-7. So it's pretty. I mean, I don't think their points are make do them justice. Like, if you can
Oh,
say like
okay,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, let me remind you guys at home that this is the Gamers League. This is a tournament, a team tournament league that will be going on for about 8 months, if I'm not mistaken. The teams play each other in a best. Both teams have 3 players. They're going to play a best out of 4. And whoever gets the most points at the end of the day either wins the series, which means that they get 2 points for winning. They get 1 point if they draw, if both teams manage to get 6 wins, and they get no points for losing, of course. So that means that apparently you have to do well, even if you're down 3 games to 0. You still have to win that one game, because that means that not only you get a win for your team, you make it so that the other team doesn't have 1 point, and then you might lose 3-1, but your team may win, the whole series. So it's very interesting to see what decks the players are gonna bring to this tournament. As we said before, there has been so many strange choices, so much aggro paladin. As you said, it was a very nice deck. So the first game is gonna be Grimjo versus Fake, and we can give out the decks, right? So Silas, why don't you tell us about the decks? What do you think about them?
Okay, so Gremio will bring his Rogue, Warlock, Druid, Hunter, and Warrior. Fake will bring his Warrior, Shaman. That's pretty interesting. He brings his Shaman, Warlock, Druid, and Hunter. So I mean, it's quite like standard. They have their Hunter, they have the Warrior, and they have the Druid, like and the Warlock. These 4 classes
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah.
most
They're the
popular.
strongest classes, right?
So then it kind of like Gremio choose what did I say? A rogue. That is it's pretty strong, but I mean that's not as common. And Fake do play the shaman, and that's not that common. So I wonder what he has in mind. I mean,
Like every time I see a player bringing a deck like that, like a class that's not played, like Priest, like Salmon, for example. I mean, these players must have a plan. They must be confident because they're bringing such a weak class, and they know themselves that this is not a class that is good right now. So maybe they have a plan. Maybe that salmon is just a mech salmon, so that means an aggro salmon. I have seen many players playing salmon nowadays with just no fire elementals, no Doctor Boom or anything, just the Doom Hammers, the Leroy and Jenkins, and basically try to play 2 face hunters, for example. Like the first one is the aggro salmon, then the second one is the hunter. So, what do you think about the Rock? Like, as you said, the Rock is a good deck, but how do you think it matches up against all those aggro decks?
well, against aggro decks, I think they are pretty favored. I mean, they have a lot of removal, like both normal removals like Backstab and the SA7 agent, and they also have the Blade Flurries and Fan of Knives, stuff like that. So okay, so let's say that Fake plays a Shaman. Maybe it's a Mech Shaman. I mean, Mech Shaman can always get a win. It's like the patron. He can always get a win. So I think a rogue might be good. It depends on the bans here. So what they have in mind. So Rogue is pretty weak versus normal warrior, like control warrior, but can beat the patron warrior. But they need the cards. That's the important thing. I like they need the Tinker or Deadly Poison, Blade Flurry
Yeah, of course.
to sweep the board.
They need that good start with having all the answers to your opponent's early game. Maybe we will see them play something like Healbots or maybe Farseers in order to not get rushed down by the other guys. Also, another thing, do you think this druid that both players have is gonna let someone down? Like, I cannot help but feel every time I see druid, I cannot help but feel that there is a time where you get wild growth and there's another time where you get a mess of a curve and you cannot play anything.
Well, I don't know. I heard different opinions about Druid, but my opinion is that it's really strong starting deck. Like, and we played me and Airbrush and one more guy, Crispy. We played a team tournament this weekend, and we came to the quarterfinals. We won 5 games, I think, and we always started with a Druid, and it only got 1 loss. So I think it's pretty good starting class. Like, it can like match up versus everything. It can beat everything, and
Of
you
course.
get the information because you don't want to run into like a big counter the first game. Like
Yeah, so Druid is kind of the safe choice. Like, you do not have any hard counters, except for, I guess, Pure Zoo or something like that. Or, yeah, so actually that makes a lot of sense. Like, if both players want to open up with Druid, it makes a lot of sense because if Grimzo wants to open with Druid, then that means that his opponent Fake can open with Salmon. I'm guessing this is not a good matchup because all the mechs are very tough to deal with. But I guess all the other matchups are fine. Like assuming that he doesn't have another class that's weak to whatever his Druid packs.
well, it depends a little bit. We don't know that it's a mech shaman yet, and also they can use Druid is a class. Druid and Control Warrior is classes you can take a lot. Like you can have the Harrison Jones, you can have the Lotheb, you can have Kessa Mystic. So they might go for like saving it to know. Okay, we know that we're probably going to face a mage now. Then I want the Druid with the Kessa Mystic. So that's the mind games in it. Like how do you do the tech cards? Because right now in Hearthstone, everyone has the same decks. For
Yeah,
like
of course.
26 cards are like the same, 27 maybe. And then they have like 3 different flavor of the month, if you will call it, or flavor of the day in Hearthstone.
Yeah, what's the tech? Are we playing Harrison Jones? Are we playing Goose? Are we playing Big Game Hunter? Maybe you play Brawl in your Warrior. And the thing is, that makes it so easy for players to predict certain stuff in tournaments. And I do like the fact that some players, choose to take advantage of it. Like if you watched the WCA European qualifiers yesterday, we saw Deathlord playing Handlock, but we saw him having all the giants and whatnot. So all the casters were assuming this is Handlock, and then all of a sudden there is Maligos and a lot of Burst Spell, and your opponent is not ready for that.
Yeah.
And this is because, as you said, because the decks contain 26 to 27 same cards, you can have so many mind games with that.
Yeah.
And I do really believe this is a very cool aspect to see in the metagame, in a developed metagame. Okay, so one other thing that go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
I think it's interesting that you say like that because we were discussing this yesterday because we saw a Warlock playing like Handlock. It was like, okay, Handlock, but then he had the 1-turn kill combo, so he was like having all the cards like a Handlock, but he removed the giants. So the opponent were not expecting him to like do a 24 damage combo with that because usually you have like implosions and stuff like that, removals. So it was pretty cool to see. He won that game. Like the opponent was at 28 points. We're not worried at all. It's a handlock, and then bam, it came. So it was pretty cool. So okay, we should maybe also just state how it goes in this league. I mean, we have been playing four rounds right now, and SK Gaming in top, but Method has only 3 games played, and they are 1 point behind. So if Method wins, they are the top team right now. Okay.
That is very cool. Like when you when you get deeper into these sorts of tournaments, you start seeing the small differences. Like one team is ahead for just a point, just a win. Then you start imagining, okay, how did they get out? Like this is not a huge difference. So how did you get this point? Like maybe one of your players threw a game, maybe one of your players won a game that mattered, even if he was behind, and then this is how you got there. Also, guys, if you want to see more, you can visit the OKS HearthStone League page in the tournament website, and you can check out all the standings. Also, don't forget to visit their website, gamersleague.spotify, Spotify, no, not Spotify, sorry if I'm not mistaken. eSport, yeah.
eSport.
Yeah. And yeah, don't forget to visit their website. It's a wonderful website. Also, don't forget to visit the online key store website. You get great discounts in games and whatnot there.
I'm actually linking it in the chat right now so they can see it.
Okay. Silas is a very nice guy.
Yeah,
Interacting with the chat and whatnot.
I help you out. Yeah. Well, okay. So we are 2 minutes from the start. Before the start here, they're starting right now.
Okay.
So we will see. It's fake doing battle. Okay, we're going in.
Let's jump straight into the
Okay,
games.
we do know the bans now. Gremio did ban the Hunter for fake, and fake did ban the Warrior. And let's see here. We have Gremio.
Okay,
Okay,
so
wait. It's Druid versus Rogue. Okay, that's interesting. Gremio picks Rogue. Maybe that's a clever one, because if he suspects like, okay, the Druid is the normal start, I picked the Rogue because Rogue are favored versus
yeah, of course.
Druid. Okay, I had a inspect bug, of course.
Okay,
Spectator
so yeah, while we wait for those players and all the Hearthstone bugs that prevent us from spectating them, it's also important to note that if Fake is playing a Druid with Acidic Swampus and Hyson Zones, then it becomes even easier to start with this deck, because if you watch Grimjo's lineup, he plays Rogue, this is a weapon class. He plays Hunter, this is a weapon class. A Warlock is not a weapon class, but generally Druid is able to beat Warlock, because if you get a tempo going, then it's all fine. And the Zoo decks of nowadays are not that fast. But as of right now, it seems that it's going to be Fake, who doesn't have that much of a good start. It's going to be Zombie Cho, which is pretty much irrelevant against Rogue, and we see Grimjo with a hand that doesn't have monsters. So tell us a few things about this matchup. How does this typically go?
Well, usually the Rogue do have the advantage thanks to Sap, and we see one of the Saps in Gremio's hand, and but Fake's hand, okay, he will get a Shade of Naxxramas, but he kind of needs to top deck something to have the tempo, because if a Druid gets behind in a board, they have a really hard time to get back. Like, they need to have the board control all the time, which is pretty hard versus a Rogue.
Okay, so it is also important to note that this Zombie Joe doing damage actually does not matter. Like, if it doesn't deal more than 5 damage, it actually doesn't matter, because it's gonna get swept away by a Blade Flare, maybe a poisoned weapon killing it, and also the fact that Fake cannot really play anything. Like, it's on Grimjo to make a move, and Fake will most likely just play the Shade of Naxxramas and try to get to turn 5 to innovate out a Doctor Boom, and this is where Sap is gonna hurt, because he's gonna sap your Doctor Boom and you're gonna take a turn off. So basically Fake is playing from the top of his deck, and Grimjo, while not having the best of hands, he can still do stuff, although I'm not really sure if he wants to just coin out an SI agent and get rid of this.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But he wants some minion on the board. So...
Yeah, I understand that. Do you think it would have been better if he just coined out a poisoned weapon and then kept the backstab?
Well, I was thinking about it, but then he didn't have anything to activate his SA7 agent the next turn. Well, now he got his second backstab, but he couldn't use it on anything, so I think this was the right play to get the board control. We also see Fake picking up that Emperor Torsan that he could innovate out it.
I mean,
it
most
depends a little
likely,
bit what this new card is.
the Bloodbrain Thanos is the player right now. He's drawn for Grimjaw. He passes the turn back to Fake, who finds a Pilot Shredder, and there you have the dilemma of whether you're gonna innovate out Emperor Thorson or just play your Pilot Shredder.
I think the Pilot Shredder is pretty good here because then you can coin out the Dr. Boom, and then you have Emperor on the next turn. And even if he saps the Dr. Boom, I mean he still have the Boom bots, and we'll get to more. So Dr. Boom is not your favorite target to sap, to be honest.
Yeah. And also, it is important to note that as a druid against rogue, what you need to do is just continue to play threat after threat after threat. And if you take a turn off, it's basically over. Because if you take a turn off, then that means that the rogue can, set up a good, weapon, can play an Azure Drake, which makes it so hard for you to both develop a guy and try to get out of it. So the reason that Fake is not just using Innovate right now to slam down an Emperor Thorson is because there is no next turn play if that the Emperor dies. Like, yes, you can play a turn 5 Pirate Shredder, but this is not what you want to be doing against a rogue. You want to play Emperor Thorson, and if something happens to the Emperor, you want to be playing another 6-drop or another 5-drop. I do really like, as you said, I do really like the Pirate Shredder here.
Yeah, I think it's best. Well, he do have the Blade Fire, but I guess doesn't want to waste it just to kill the Shade of Naxxramas. He can't afford it anyway. So the question is, he can play Blood Mytholos and he can backstab the Pilot Shredder.
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, it's very effective at this point.
So let's see what comes out. Oh, that's pretty interesting. That means his Thanos will die.
Normally,
he could do okay. I don't think this is good, but if he really wants to kill his Shade, nah, never mind. I was thinking if he wanted to prep now, but he doesn't want to do that.
I think this is actually fine. Yeah, this is actually fine, I guess, because it's gonna die no matter what, and you would rather have it die right now than later. But
now I think we will see a Dr. Boom here. I can't see any other play.
There is an argument to be made about innovating out Emperor Thorson, using your Dr. Boom to 6, and then actually using the Shade to trade, because Shade is gonna die to Blade Flurry anyways. That he's gonna go for the Dr. Boom right now. He doesn't want to, try to bait out anything. But the thing is, if your Dr. Boom gets sapped right now, there is a turn where you have to play Emperor. I guess it's not that bad, but I would have prepared it. I would have preferred to actually have the Emperor down right now, because if my opponent, because it gets cards like Savage Roar and Keeper of the Groove at a lower mana cost. But I guess this is fine as well. Like, Emperor is so good against Rogue no matter what, no matter how you slice it. What do you think Grimjaw should do right now?
I think he will sap. I'm not, but then he can't kill the Shade of Naxxramas.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think, can he kill him? Yeah, he can hit. He can hit the Dr. Boom, and then he can clear it. This is a very good play.
Yeah, but it's gonna leave. It depends where the boom bots hit, honestly.
Yeah, but it's still a good play. Like,
yeah.
He has 3 targets now. That is pretty weak. So it's one. Okay, that's perfect.
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah.
Okay, but the Ancient of Roar is really good here because they are both running out of cards. But now you see the sap. You know, as a druid versus a rogue, you want the rogue to remove use his removals in the early stage of the game, like, because in the late now the sap is so big. He won't sap this Emperor, however. I think he will do Fan of Knives here. Yeah,
of course. And there's the sprint. That's very nice, because I was gonna say that Grimjaw doesn't have a way to draw more cards, but apparently that's not true. Now the big problem is he doesn't have a way to take care of this Emperor effortlessly. Like right now, like, he needs to sacrifice a Violet Teacher in order to do so. And I'm guessing, I'm guessing he has to do that.
I don't think Gremio likes that. To have to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So okay, Fake has his combo on his hand. I guess he will just play the Ancient of Lore to draw some more cards here. And Gremio will just oh, now we have this bug. Do they have to play Druid?
Yeah, I
Did-
have.
did-
I have the druid back as well, where both the options stack on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. There's an innervate in Fake's hand, and he's contemplating whether he should innervate out the Keeper of the Grove. And I think that if your guys survive, you have a lethal turn coming up with Force of Nature Savageor, so it's worth the risk to do something like that. Of course, what's bad about this is that you have to shoot Grimtree the face, basically. Otherwise, you have to be shooting one of the talking guys, and I'm not really sure. Okay, he's gonna go for that, and I'm not really a fan of it, but I guess it's a play that gets you ahead in the game.
But I think it's a play that like you show your opponent that you have the combo. So he uses sprint. So okay, he has to kill this Keeper or else it's lethal.
It's 14 damage from the combo plus 7 and 4. Yeah, it's little damage if one of them doesn't die, so one of them is down.
Okay, so yeah, he is 2 damage of lethal right now.
And Fake with a huge stop that gets an Azure Drake to keep going. Azure Drake is so huge in matchups like that because not only gives you a huge swipe turn if you want to do that stuff, but it also means that when the board is not contested, like right now, you get to keep playing stuff, and that's, as we see, very good because next turn, if there's not a clear, then it's lethal for Fake.
Yeah, I think it's over. Even if he plays the Lothab here, he survives one more round, but then Fake will play his own Lothab, so I don't see how Gremio will come back from this. Can he get a big Blade Flurry? No, he can only get a 4 damage Blade Flurry, right? Like 2, 6. Yeah, he can get a.
Yeah, he cannot get the big one, and the thing is, the correct play should be Lothab into eviscerating the Azure Drake and hope that your opponent doesn't have another guy on the board. Like Azerok, you're looking for that turn where the Druid stumbles and he doesn't have a good follow-up. And that turn should have been, the turn where Fake top-decked the Azure Drake. But apparently, that happened, he top-decked a guy. So Grinter right now should be looking for a way to set up a potential lethal with the double player that he has in his hand. Okay, he's gonna sap.
That's interesting.
The Ancient of Lore, keeping the damage in his hand, so that's gonna make it so hard.
Well, now Fake has played his own Lothab and actually go face, I think.
Yeah.
Because rogues do not play any taunts. They usually play like 1 anti-killbot, maybe 1 Forcer. But he will have he will probably have his Azure Drake on board.
Yeah, it's like if you play Lothab, you basically deny them a turn. Like a rogue cannot get a good turn if you have Lothab, no matter what. Like the best turn that they can get is an Azure Drake and an SI agent or something like that. Minion-wise, if they play Pilot Shredder, they can do that as well. But this should seal the game unless there's something like a heal bot involved or Fake. Let's see what Grinter's draw is. Okay, that would have been good. Yeah, it would have been good if there was no, no combo in Fake's hand. You could set up for a very huge turn with double oil in your hand, but that's not going to be the case. As
so this is over. This will be 1-0 for Fake versus Gremio.
Of course, Grinter doesn't know that he's gonna do his best, and he will soon find out that his best is not enough, as his opponent has the full combo. And as you said, this is gonna be game 1 going to Fake.
Okay, so let's see here. Fake, yeah. So mYinsanity takes 1-0. This means the Fake's Druid is gone, and he has Warrior, Shaman, and Warlock left. And Gremio has all his decks, obviously. So I'm trying to think here. Like, we didn't see an Harrison Jones in his Druid deck.
No, but that doesn't mean that he's not playing one. Like, we didn't get to see many cards, and we saw another deck, so that might be that might mean that there are no Ace of Wars in his deck, because you have limited slots for, you know, as you said, tech cards. So Ace of War, I don't think we will see that one here, since this is a tournament setting as well. And if I'm fake, my Druid just won. As you said, Druid is a very good opener. And,
Okay, they're heading into
yeah,
the game right now.
what do you think they're gonna do? Okay, so we're gonna find
I
out
don't
in a
need to
moment.
think because I know right now they're playing Warlock versus Warlock, and it looks to be a Handlock versus a Zoo where the well not it is a Demon Lock versus a Handlock where the Handlock is favored, like if you from the start.
Yeah, because Handlock plays a lot of removal spells. You have the Giants, which are very hard to deal with unless your opponent's playing like big game hunters and whatnot. And yeah, those Molten Giants, Mountain Giants, Molten Giants are gonna do a lot of the work if you're the Handlock player. So
Yeah, the problem for Zoo versus Handlock is that they don't have the spells and stuff to go face when the Handlock is taunting up. Like the Hunter, he still has kill commands and stuff like that to help him deal those extra damage. And Mage, of course, has fireballs and frostbolts, but the Zoo doesn't have it, so he kind of needs to get really big early pressure and be able to have a good silence or some good power whelming.
like, if you're the Zoo player, you need your opponent to stumble a bit. Maybe have a good turn where you go. Have a good turn where you go for something like, you know, Loatheb if you play that thing, and
Look Grimio's hand.
actually I cannot right now. That's the tricky part.
Well, okay, 2 Dark
Oh,
Bombs,
yeah.
two Watercoins.
Have you ever felt like Hearthstone may not be your game? Like Hearthstone might be the thing that you're looking for. Like,
Yeah, today I lost like 5 games in a row. I hated my life. Okay, so he will. I think the reason for calling out that egg is that because he has power whelming and he doesn't know it's a Handlock yet, so that would be a very good trade if Gremio now, for example, would have played a Knife Juggler or something like that. I'm kind of losing you. Your microphone is dying for me.
Yeah, it's just important to know that even if your opponent is, even if your
I am
opponent
losing you all the time, Nick.
This Namibian neck. Oh, okay.
Like
Sorry,
I'm
bad
losing.
internet connection here. Okay.
Okay, so you're still lagging very much.
I hope I'm not dead yet.
Okay, so he did get the Imp Gang boss, and he has Defender of Argus next turn, which is pretty good for him, and also the Void Caller if he wants to get the Doomguard out. So Nick, are you still with us? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hope.
Okay, he's something died. Nick died or something. No. So yeah, a moment of silence for Nick. A very nice guy and caster. Well, he's hovering over the Imp Gang boss for me. I don't know if I have a bug right there. No, he's playing it. Okay, so next turn, Fake has the option to play the Void Caller or the Defender of Argus.
Yeah.
Nick is coming back sometimes. I can hear him. Grimo is sitting on 2 Ancient Watchers.
You see me, guys? You see me?
I still can't hear you, Nick.
Okay.
Shadow Flame and Hellfire. Okay, Shadow Flame and Hellfire is really good cards for him here to versus Azu to get his removals, especially since he has 2 Ancient Watchers in his hand. It will be the key cards in this matchup. So he goes with the Void Caller here and goes face, obviously.
Okay, I should be back right now.
Yeah, I hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. I hate my internet connection. I hate my internet provider. But let's move on to the game. So, as you said, this is Handlock versus Demon Zeus. So, what do you think of this board? Like, if you're the handlock player, do you think you still need to life tap? You still need to develop some sort of board like the Asian water that you have in your hand?
Well, I don't know if you heard me when you were gone, but Gremio has like every card he needs to remove the board. Like has the direct damage in form of 2 Dark Bombs and 2 Mortal Coils. He
Mm-hmm.
also have the Shadow Flame, both his Ancient Watchers and the Hellfire. So I think he has a very good hand right now and is in a very good position.
Okay. So he's gonna go ahead, use that Dark Bomb, and in conjuration with the Mortal Coil, take care of the Gang Boss. And if you are no, he's gonna play in a second water, and I do agree with that because if you're fake at the moment, you have to be thinking about, okay, what happens if he taunts these guys? Like, what's gonna happen if there's a Defender of Arcus coming down? Maybe you want to use one of your power overwhelmings to take care of the Asian water, and this is basically what Grimchar wants because there is no taunt giver in his hand at the moment. So what Grimchar wants is a nice turn to play his Emperor, get all his cards reduced, while Fake has to be thinking that his hand is okay-ish, depending on how he wants to play that. Like, his hand is not insane or anything, but he cannot just mindlessly attack his opponent's face because of Molten Giants and the threat of giving the handlock the option to play many powerful card in a single turn. If you're Fake, what do you think is the best way to approach this turn?
Well, that was interesting that he tapped there, I think. So he goes with what you said. He's going to kill one Ancient Watcher off. The interesting part now is that Gremio can silence the Void Caller, and then he can Shadow Flame his own Ancient Watcher. I would say clear the board, but now he did put the Haunted Creeper up. But I think it's still a pretty strong play.
Like, because there's a Mortal Coil in Grimjo's hand, I wouldn't mind, the Creeper. Like, even if there was no Mortal Coil, like, the 2 Spiders are not a big threat. And for Fake side, I would have liked to see a move like that. If you have Dr. Boom in your hand, generally you want to make your opponent clear the board before, in the turn before you summon Dr. Boom, because that will force them to have, 2 straight answers to your threats. And right now, Fake took a huge bet, the one that he's not gonna win because he doesn't have a good follow-up. Scraps that he do.
Now you're dying again, Nick.
So he doesn't have follow-up. Oh, come on.
Is it the connection? Okay, well, the thing is here now. This is a pretty awkward turn for Fake. He has 2 Defender Focus. It might be a good option to play one of them, but Gremio still has his Hellfire, so he can just he plays the Imkangmos instead and clears off. Okay, so Gremio do not want to play his Hellfire right now. So okay, I heard it now again, Nick. So okay, that's a good Emperor, and also a Mortal Coil, giving him one more card to get its mana reduced. And that's also a very good card. Like versus the Zoo, he wants the taunts, and he has some Fear Protector, and he has the Defender of Argus. He has 1 Molten Giant, so he can put it up and then heal with anti-kill bot. So, but he do not have the Big Game Hunter. He doesn't have Big Game Hunter, so I think it's a very good Dr. Boom player.
Yeah, but this is because we know, Grimjo's hand. In Fake's position, he has to be thinking, what's my line of play? Like, do I let this Emperor leave on the board? Do I just, silence it and keep the power overwhelming for a future turn? Like, the very difficult stuff is when you're faced with a dilemma like that. This is what I was talking about. Like, you have 2 options. A, you let Dr. Boom leave. B, you play. You let the Emperor leave, or you play Dr. Boom. And basically, this is very hard because if he has, as you said, a good card in his hand, that makes it even worse. Like, the worst cards are not the expensive ones getting reduced. The worst cards are the ones that cost 1 or 2 mana and they get reduced to 0 mana, because that means that you can play as many of them as you like and your opponent cannot do anything for it. And apparently my internet connection is, giving up on me. Come on, internet, you can do it.
Yeah, well, I have an interesting play here. He
Okay.
maybe go with Emperor in the Dr. Boom, then he Dark Bomb the Imp Gang Boss, and then he Hellfires, which means he will only have a 1/1 on his board. And he will go down to 2 hit points, and he can afford to play a Molten Giant for 2 mana. That's 3, 2, 5, 6, and he can also taunt up the Molten Giant.
Yeah, I do like that, honestly. Like, I don't know how much value he places on Dr. Boom as a threat, but he's at 15 life, so let's see. Like, I wouldn't mind just maybe seeing it on play right now.
Okay, this is if Fake plays a second Iron Beak Owl, this can be very interesting. He doesn't have it right now, at least. So, okay, now it's the awkward moment for Fake. How will he progress now? So you know what an interesting play is? Like,
Okay, go ahead. I'm just trying to figure out my internet connection issues and whatnot.
maybe he doesn't want to do it. I was thinking about Doomguard, power whelming it, kill the giant, then silence it on his Doomguard. I don't know if that's a good play. It's a risky play, but the thing is, he has no answer for this now. He has to do something. I'm thinking he has so many options right now. He can silence the Twilight, kill it, get taunt up.
Okay, he's gonna go for the Knife Juggler, silence, most likely the Azure Drake, but that means that he has to... Okay, that knife missed, and Defender of Argus is gonna be the play, and that knife missed again. He wants to take care of the Twilight Drake this way, but he doesn't manage to get this done. And if I'm Grimjo right now, what I'm really worried about is that my opponent hasn't used a single Doomguard in his deck, and that my life is, you know, getting really low.
Well, he has Antique Killbot and he has Defender of Argus, so he can have 3 taunts up after this, if he wants. I guess he wants that. So
yeah, but you have to make sure that you squeeze in some life taps as not to fall that far behind if you're the Warlock, the Handlock player. Because I think this is a very common mistake that people do when they play against a deck that can rush them down. Like, they're afraid to hero power, even if they are not in, lethal range. And if you do not hero power, you end up taking more damage because you have less cards and you're forced to make suboptimal plays in the following turns. But right now it should be pretty easy. Like, you take care of this Knife Juggler to prevent any, implosions and shenanigans, and you should be good to go. There we see a Void Caller.
Well, now we are exactly where I said we would be. Now the Zoo, the Handlock has 3 taunts up, and the Zoo has no spells or anything to go through this. So I don't see how Fake will be able to win this right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I was wondering if Fake plays something like a Shadow Flame, maybe. But I guess that's too much of a ladder thing to have in your deck. I mean, you can make a case for it, but I guess Loatheb is your deck slot, and
well, I have seen Shadow Flames in Zoo decks. It's not that bad sometimes. Like, if you would have it now together with the Power Whelming or together with Abusive Sergeants and stuff like that, I mean, it might be effective sometimes. Now he will kill this. He will kill this giant, I assume. Void Caller and tone it up.
let's see.
The second Antique Killbot. Okay, I must think here again. 2 Doom Guards in his hand. Okay, so Fake still is in this game because he can't play that Killbot with something else.
Yeah, like if if Grimjo wants to go ahead and kill this Void Caller, like if he thinks that is a bluff or something, like maybe you don't have that big of a demon, maybe I can deal with whatever you put down. Then Fake gets an insane turn where he has a Doomguard and then he plays Loatheb into a Doomguard. That's going to be a very nice term for Grimjo, though, as he has the way to deal with all these demons. This is going to be Sylvanas and Iron Big Owl. That was the top deck, and he's going to take care of that. And I do really like this, you know, cleaning all the board stuff. It makes it really good for his Sylvanas to not steal anything that he doesn't want him.
That is an insane top deck, that Owl, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if he would get a free Doomguard out and then a second one, that would be 10 damage. So, but now that's not the case. I mean, and that silence made him be able to trade with that Killbot as well. So this is an awkward turn.
I think Sylvanas makes it so hard for Fake to come back into this, and I don't think Grimjo. Will, you know, release his hold in this game. Like, we still haven't seen the second Molten Giant from Grimjo. We still haven't seen his, you know, the top of his curve, and it's really interesting to see how he wants to play that. That's a lucky jungle taking care of the buffed heal bot.
5,
pass the
7,
turn back.
9, 12 damage. Okay, he does not have lethal, so he will. Okay, so he can choose whatever. He can just kill the Flame Imp with his Owl, and then he can kill the Lothar with his Sylvanas, making him steal the Knife Juggler, 100%. And how much damage is that? Then he can go down to 12. Okay. Can he somehow get lethal with Ragnar's? I don't think so. He can kill both the Knife Juggler and the Flame Imp, and then he can do 9 damage, and then that's not lethal for Ragnar's either. Okay.
Okay, let's see, but he can get a very, you know, a very big lead on the board, and that's gonna make it very hard for Fake to come back into this game. And his threats are basically exhausted. Like, there is an argument for Mal'Ganis in Fake's deck, but that's not gonna be enough. Like, Sylvanas gets to steal that Knife Juggler, Ragnaros comes down, and it's basically pretty much all over for Fake in this matchup unless something really crazy happens.
And a Haunted Creeper is not that crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
so okay, that's game. We will have a 1-1 in mYinsanity versus Dactylion, and Fake versus Grimjo. Pretty interesting. So okay, so now Fake has showed that he plays Zeus. That's a big tell. Like, he has to play, if he has to play this Walk again, because you want to mulligan. When you don't know if you're facing a Handlock or a Zoo, you kind of have to mulligan for both. So
like, it has become so difficult because right now you have to consider stuff like Malilok. You have to consider stuff like maybe he's playing the crazy combo Warlock. I don't know whatnot. But yeah, this point that you're trying to make is, you know, very correct. You do not know what you're playing against.
yeah, exactly. So especially let's see here. I'm checking which classes they have left. Grimjo did win there with his Warlock. He still have his. What did we see first? Okay, the Rogue. Exactly.
Yeah, we saw a Rogue versus a Druid, and the Druid won. And then we saw the match that we saw now, and the Warlock won, and the Handlock won.
Yeah, I mean, the Handlock is pretty much favored there, and he did get everything he needed for the removals, so it was no biggie there. So Grimjo has his Rogue left, he has his Druid and his Hunter. He didn't ban the Warrior from Fake, so he knows it's a Warrior down there somewhere, which is pretty interesting. Okay, they're playing now.
Okay, let's jump into the game.
Oh, okay. Grimjo, okay, that's pretty risky. He plays his Rogue versus a Warrior, and it looks like it's a control Warrior thanks to the shield block. But some patrons do play the shield block, so this is interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, many patrons nowadays play the shield block. Some go even further and, you know, choose to play Shield Slam, like Life Coach's Patron Warrior plays Shield Slam. So you cannot be sure unless you see, you know, more minions from one of the players.
Now we know. It's a Patron Warrior. So, okay, so this is a pretty even matchup. Gremio has his Deadly Poison, which is very good card together with his Blade Flurry, and he will save it because he gonna need that removal. If this would have been a Control Warrior, Gremio would be in a very bad spot, and he picks up his Blade Flurry as well. Okay, so Gremio has a pretty good hand right now.
Do you think that the Patron Warrior is favored in this one? Like, because if Fake knows that Grimjo is playing Rogue, then he's not gonna try to play Field of Patrons or whatnot. He's gonna try to go for the double Berserker kill, or you know, something along those lines. So I'm guessing if you're Fake, yeah, if you're Fake, I should not be worried that much. Like, there's a Battle Rage in your hand, which basically means that every time your opponent doesn't clear your whole board, you have a chance to draw that many cards, and you have to go for the double Berserker kill. There is no other way to do that. And judging from Grimjo's hand, he has a way to deal with that Armorsmith, but how much, you know, how many resources do you want to spend dealing with that? Like, I wouldn't imagine too much.
That's a Farser here. Yeah, well, he needs a minion on the board. And Fake might be able to coin out the Death Bite, but I think he wants to save that Death Rattle to his Grim Patrons. So, okay, he can slam this. He can slam the Farser to just get the color and then kill it. So we'll see what he does here. Coining out the Death Bite anyway, maybe?
Yeah, I guess, because that means that you set up for a very nice Acolyte of Pain turn, which is going to be followed by something like a Battle Rage turn or whatnot. And,
yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah,
okay.
He's going to go face with the Armorsmith, and he's going to pass the turn back to Grimjo, who finds another Drake, and this is honestly why I'm not such a huge Orc fan like right now. These turns do not feel particularly strong to me. Like, okay, yeah, you took care of an Armorsmith, but that's just about it. And it's a very good tempo play if you take care of a strong minion. If you do not take care of something that matters, it's actually really, really bad.
He's picking up his second Death Bite. I think that's a very good draw right now. Since he will get a lot of cards, he has his Battle Rage, as you said, he has the Slam. So he might even enrage this Acolyte of Pain just to get one more card.
There was an interesting card choice. We see Cruel Taskmaster, and some patron lists have been cutting those, which I cannot say that I disagree with them, but I have found that, you know, sometimes it's very cloggy to fit in a Cruel Taskmaster into anything. And
well, usually they have one of them. Like they can kill off early aggro decks. They can use it for execute, and they can also use it for their Acolyte of Pain. So they cut one usually. What I know. So okay, so the thing is now, do he want to kill this Acolyte of Pain, or does he just want to save his weapon for a Blade Flurry? He has to respect the patrons.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, I don't know how much Grimjo expects Fake to, you know, go into this patron plan of trying to kill anything. Like, if we see a Violet Itcher, sometimes the Rogue player can make it so that you play a Violet Itcher, and that Violet Itcher acts as a bait for your opponent to, you know, spam his patrons, and then you can take care of all of the whole board with a Blade Flurry. And I'm pretty sure Fake is a very good player, and he will not take the bait so easily. Right now he has a very easy Death Bite. Yeah, he has a very easy Death Bite, clear the Drake turn, and I like that he kept the Inner Rage, because Inner Rage is such a flexible combo piece, and you would have made the Acolyte of Pain die to a Fan of Knives in the previous turn if you had used it on him, like basically a 0 mana draw one card.
Well, I guess the interesting part is, okay, Gremio are not 100% sure that Fake is playing Patron Warrior yet. He hasn't shown any cards, right? He only shown the Armorsmith, the Death Bite, and the Acolyte of Pain.
Oh yeah. That may also be another reason.
Okay, now he shows the Slam because he will use the Fiery War Axe because he wants to save the Death Bite. until he can use its death rattle, since it's its last death bite.
Yeah, of course, and also it's very important to note that he's looking for an Emperor Thorson, a Warzone Commander, or whatnot. And this game is gonna go long. Like it doesn't look like Grimjaw can consistently put a pressure on the board. So basically, we have two combo decks trying to kill each other, and Fake is the one who will be gaining health thanks to his hero power. So it makes it all that much harder for Grimjaw to actually find himself in a spot where he can kill him. There's an Acolyte of Pain for Fake. Do you consider going Cruel Taskmaster into the Acolyte of Pain right now?
I'm thinking about it, like he could do it for Kara, of course, but I don't know. He could also go. How much cost it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah, he needs to find a Warzone Commander or an Emperor, and there's no downside into doing that. Like, this is a very solid play. If your opponent uses any removal on that, then you're fine. And he's gonna hit with the axe, which means that next turn he will want to play the Death Bite and hit his opponent's face. And there we see another Drake, the draw for Grimjaw. So Grimjaw needs Fan of Knives. That would be a really clean answer.
No, the Deadly Poison of Tinker is better. The Fan of Knives won't kill off the Grim Patrons.
They're buffed by the Azure Drake. No, he needs them to deal with this board right now.
Ah, okay, with this
Okay.
board, yeah. So, yeah, he has Backstab, but I don't think that's a very good play. Okay, so this is an awkward play for Grimjaw. And Fake is looking for it. If Fake gets the Emperor, I think it will be over.
Yeah, and Grimjaw feels obligated to use that Blade Flurry right now. I don't know if Fake will, will get the signal that this is the only that there are no more Blade Flares in Grimjaw's hand. However, Fake does have a pretty stocked hand, so he can go ahead, use the Death Bite, take care of either the Azure Drake or hit his opponent's face to set up for a potential lethal next turn. And of course, he can use the Shield Block, and there's, no reason to... Actually, there is a reason to not use the Shield Block first, and that is if you want your opponent to think that you are one of these Patron Warriors that actually play the Shield Slam. So I guess Fake, because there are no other cards that you would rather have instead of Death's Bite, even if you draw any cards from your deck with the Shield Slam.
I think he will have to hit and use the Shield Block, because he really needs this Emperor.
Yeah, I was talking about whether he uses the Shield Block first or whether he hits first. And then, yeah, there's no card that he would have rather played in this turn other than Death's Bite.
Well, if he doesn't play Shield Slam, it doesn't matter really. But
yeah,
and you should always do the card draw before, because it's always maybe some option you haven't thought about, and you get reminded when you get it. And I think Grimjaw, he really needs his second Blade Flurry. He only used one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he used one if I'm not mistaken. And the thing is, look at those Stinker Oils and this Deadly Poison, and he just has the heal bot on the map.
Grimjaw has a Southie deckhand. He has an insane turn next turn. Insane. That must be lethal.
Okay, let's see how much damage does Fake have. His opponent is at 20 health, so he can go Warzone Commander into Frothing Berserker, into Armor Smith, and
2 in a rage.
Double Inner Rage, which basically is +3 to the Berserker, which is gonna make it 8 power guy. Then the weapon is gonna hit for 7, so this is 15. 15 plus 1. I don't think it's a lethal attack.
But he can use one charge with the Grim Patron right now to just get a board.
Yeah, you can go Warzone Commander into what he's going to do right now, like inner raids, and then just go face and then finish your opponent off with the second wave, because you do the second Warzone Commander, so that's gonna be it. And yeah.
Okay, so now Gremio really won't have his second Blade Flurry. Or if he
I
gets
mean-
the South Leader can, that might be lethal.
Yeah, because there's double, you know, there's a prep, there's double Tinker's Oil.
Yeah, exactly. So, is this lethal? Did we
Yeah,
count?
Fake is gonna
Oh, it was lethal.
lethal attack. Oh no, this is a lethal
This-
attack.
I didn't even count that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh. Counting, come on.
That
Yeah,
is-
it was like, no, it is not lethal because the death bite doesn't get, and I'm like, yeah, it's lethal. It's a lethal attack. Yeah. Patriot
I
Warrior, make it
didn't
hard
count
for-
in the
making
double,
it hard for
inner rage.
casters. Yeah.
I didn't count both of the inner rage. Obviously, it does. He get a full board.
Yeah, Fake. So Fake is gonna get a win, and he's leading this one 2-1, and he still has one deck left, and that's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, his salmon deck. So we should still have some salmon action. I will be disappointed if this is an aggro salmon, if it is a mech salmon. You know, it doesn't matter.
But he doesn't have to play the shaman. He still has his druid,
warrior. No, he
druid and warrior.
Yeah.
No, druid and druid as well.
His warlock, yeah, he has his warlock,
Warlock.
yeah. His Zulok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Patron Warrior, making it hard for casters to, you know, have lethal.
Yeah.
Actually, Patron is the only deck that's that's so easy to miss lethal with if you're trying to cast a game, if you're doing anything else other than, you know, playing the deck.
Well, even
Yeah.
if you're playing it, I've seen so many professional players missing lethal with the combo because you have to count so many times, and they also nerfed the time you have on you, like they nerfed it with 5 or 10
it's not-
seconds. So
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
1
a lot
minute
of
and 10
misplays.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah, I saw so many, not misplays, because sometimes they see the lethal too late and they know that they won't have time to do it
Yeah,
because
of
of
course.
all the silly animations from the Frosting Berserkers and Grim Patron. So I've seen a lot of players miss lethal.
Yeah.
Okay, now we died again, and we see them. Did I lag out? Okay, no. They wait until the time goes out before they change cards, so they don't show for the other players instantly how many cards that they save. For example, if Grimio sees that Fake changes his whole deck, he's know that he probably doesn't have that big start. So okay, Nick died again. So Fake is coining out the Knife Juggler. It's a pretty risky play versus a rogue that has the backstab, but he does not have it in his hand right now. And even the next turn, he can't activate this SI7 agent, which means it might be an option to Dagger Master right now and hit the Knife Juggler, and the next turn do a Fan of Knives. If he doesn't count to get into a backstab or something.
Can you hear me now? Again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. My internet connection seems to not be, not be kind to me. So sorry for this, guys. And yeah, it is, as you said, he will take so much damage for hitting this Knife Juggler with his face, but this is the only thing that will set him up for, a better next turn. Because if he doesn't do that, then he has no way of a sure kill. So he hopes to take the route that, yes, it's painful, but guarantees the kill next turn using the Fan of Knives. So if his opponent plays something like an Abusive Sergeant or a Haunted Creeper, then he has that kill. Now, Fake is thinking whether he wants to play the Nerubian Egg because he has an activator in the form of Abusive Sergeant, or if he wants to play the Haunted Creeper. And I'm guessing the Nerubian Egg is fine here.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, he has the Abusive Sergeant, so I think it's pretty good. But he suspects that Gremio has something that he suspects the Fan of Knives. Why else would he hit the Knife Juggler?
Yeah, of course. Now, what he might be worried about is if Gamejo is trying to, really next level him, but I don't think, like, saving the backstab or whatnot, but I don't think it's worth it to take 9 damage from the Knife Juggler in order to save a backstab.
But he did.
There was
I mean, he took damage. Okay, so...
Yeah. I'm like, Grimjo, like Fake might have been thinking, okay, what if Grimjo is saving the backstab? But I don't think that's, any way to put it. So,
You always want to
anyway,
backstab in knife fight, I think.
yeah. Also, is it an easy Imp Gang Boss turn right now?
Excuse me?
Do you go Imp Gang Boss or not?
I know he has two obvious decisions. He has two obvious options right now. Either he goes in Ruben Egg, abuses Sergeant, the Haunted Creeper to trade off. Because now maybe Gremio did mindfuck him a bit. Like, okay, I do not have the Fan of Knives, else I would play it. So yeah, or else he has played Imp Gang Boss. Both plays are decent, I think.
Yeah, I do like that. Like, Fake has to think long and hard about this turn, and the thing is, Fan of Knife, he doesn't have to play Fan of Knives that turn. Like, he can wait, get the Violet Itcher down, and then maybe play the Fan of Knife if he so chooses to. And there we see an interesting choice in Rogue, Emperor Thoison, and I've heard many mixed reviews about this card from players. Like, many players do not like it in Rogue. What's your opinion on that? Like, do you like Emperor in Rogue?
Well, I mean, I don't play him myself, but it's not like I think it's a pretty how to say it. Like, I don't mind people playing it. I think it's a pretty good card to have in Rogue. Like,
and there we see the Violet Itcher from Grimjo. He's gonna wait a bit on his Fan of Knives, and I think this is very good. Now, the only downside to that is what happens if your opponent has a power overwhelming and he is able to take care of your Violet Itcher. However, Fake doesn't appear to have those cards in his hand, and there's no way for him to get a free kill on the Violet Itcher. If you're Fake, do you consider playing the Nerubian Eggs and maybe, sending both the tokens into the SI agent?
I was thinking about that, or maybe Defender of Argus, the Imp Gang Boss, and the Spectral Spider.
Yeah, but
or he might do it.
He's gonna go ahead and take care.
Okay, so about a teacher instead. Okay, that's it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not really a big fan of this. Still, Fan of Knives is very good. I would have gone for the Nerubian X just because you nullify the Blade Flurries, because they're gonna be two Nerubians on the board. But I guess there's also some merit into it. Like, Grimjo is just gonna attack the Imp Gang Boss, play Fan of Knives, and basically ignore the fact that there is Defender of Argus on the board, since this is not so threatening.
Well, the problem with your play is that the Violet Teacher can get a lot of students, or whatever you want to call them.
Apprentices, or whatnot.
Apprentices, yes, and Fake does not have any AoE removal.
Okay, yeah, that is also a point, yeah.
Oh, he shoots to clear. Oh yeah, he's down at 18 hit points, so yeah. So we just got notified that game number 2 will be Zephyr versus Miss Foxio, and the last game will be Toes versus Alish.
Hey,
so now we know that. Now it's a good double Urbanic turn.
Yeah, because you have the second Defender of Argus. Yeah, it's actually very good. And okay, on the next turn, Grimjo will go ahead and play Emperor Thoison, and I do really like this Emperor right now. It's gonna make his hand a whole lot cheaper, and I'm really liking the fact that there is an Earthring Farson and I think Healbot in Grimjo's Rogue list, because it makes it so he can get some damage. There's an Implosion that's gonna hit for 3, and there's an Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah, and Gremio does not have any removal right now. So he needs to draw something right now, and it does not.
Okay, there's another Drake, and
look at this. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 damage at the board he's looking at, and he does not want to take that kind of damage right now.
If you're Grimjo, do you play the Sprint right now in order to find an AoE for the next turn?
I don't know, it might be too late. I'm thinking about Lothab and Earthring Farster. Like, if he plays Sprint now, he's looking at 9 damage, as I said. like what he sees. And if he's suspecting a power whelming, okay, he plays Asadrek instead.
Hmm?
Okay, I don't know. I think I would play the Loath, not the Asadrek, but I don't know.
Okay, he's gonna heal himself up and make it so that he doesn't die to anything. However, he's not in the clear yet, as he doesn't have any AoE removal as of right now. However, Fake doesn't. I mean, he knows that, but the thing is, how do you capitalize on that? And this die with Falfa is gonna make it so that the trades are so good for Fake. Gonna take care of his opponent's whole board and basically place a Void Walker next to the Dire Wolf, most likely, and go face with the rest of the guys. Has a Mal'Ganis in hand. Do you think this is gonna be this is gonna play a key role or anything? The Mal'Ganis in Fake's hand. Do you think it's gonna be important, or do you think it's gonna be better than having him in hand?
I think it will be over before Morganis. And I like
Okay.
the fact that he's saving Defender of Argus versus a Rogue, because you want the taunts in the late game. Now he has the upper hand, so I don't think Gremio can do anything about this. But you want the taunts in late game versus Rogues before he does this very big turn. But we're looking at 1 to 6 damage right now, 8. It would have been 12 if Lothar wasn't there. 14. Okay.
I guess if you are Grimjo, you can just do you just play Defender of Argus, Abusive Swords, and go face with everything that's plus 4 damage, 8 damage, 10 damage, and then you have the egg on the board where you can use the power overwhelming. If you think that your opponent is not playing a healbot, of course.
Well, most rogues do play the healbot, but he sees that Gremio only has 3 cards, so I guess he's right now calculating the odds, like how big is the chance that he actually has the anti-healbot.
Okay.
But if you're in Gremio's place, I mean, the anti-healbot it's pretty strong right now. It depends. If he abuses Sergeant the Imp, and then he can trade off the Pilot to Shredder just to see what comes out of it, then he could defend off Argus between the Nerubian and the Nerubian Egg. And then I would probably go face with everything. But he does not. Okay, he trades instead.
Okay, he's gonna trade, and he wants to maintain control of the board. As we said before, there is a Mal'Ganis in his hand, and maybe if he doesn't have anything, anything good to do with his next turn, he can just, summon Mal'Ganis, buff one of his demons, and be fine with that. There was Grimjo using the 6-mana sprint to get himself 4 new cards, and
he gets the prep. The prep is very important right now. Okay, so he could. What can he do?
You can equip a dagger, but I guess that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, you can't do that much. He wanted that preparation 1 turn before. I mean, now he can't heal himself. How much damage are we looking at? Mal'Ganis, that will make that a 3, 5, 7, 8. 10 damage with power whelming. So he's looking for cards. Okay, so he kind of needs to survive 1 more round.
Oh, there's a void there, and let's see if Fake wants to just slam down Mal'Ganis. Let me remind you, there are still Doomguards in his deck. If he gets a Doomguard, he's 1 damage. No, he's 2 damage of lethal if he gets a Doomguard. But that's very hard for Fake, because the option to play Mal'Ganis is not one you can pass up easily. Like, you get your Void Walker buffed into, a significant minion. There's an argument to be made about, top decking a Lothar or whatnot.
Wait. How much is this?
4
9,
plus...
11, 12. Okay.
Yeah, there's no lethal attack there.
But okay, so Fake hasn't seen any. Okay, I would play 1 power whelming here on the Ruben Egg, and then I would do the Void Terror, because I haven't seen any. Okay, he played both. I mean, I would respect the sap a bit.
Yeah, but your opponent is too low in life, and a single Doomguard basically kills him. So, yeah, because you cannot play both an attack healbot and clear the whole board. Like, you would need healbot into sap into a way to get rid of the other guys.
Well, okay, if he Dagger Masters up, preparation Tinker Oil. That is a free Tinker Oil. That's 2. Then he could sap the Void Terror, and then he could Blade Flurry, and that clears the board. And then he can also antique Healbot, I think. Like, okay, how much did you say? 2?
It's 4 mana for the Healbot.
4, 8. Okay, he can still heal up and clear for 10 mana. So let's see. What the chooses. I think that's a very good play. Okay,
yeah.
Are you with me? Dagger Mastery. Then he could preparation. Then he could the Tinker Oil just
for 1 mana, so that's 3 mana.
3. Yeah, but he prepped before, so it's a free Tinker Oil.
Oh Tinker still costs. Oh yeah, Tinker is 3 mana, so it's free. Yeah, of course. And let's see as he's going to do that, but
I don't like this. What is he doing now?
Okay, he's just basically conceded to the fact that he's dead if your opponent has a Doomguard, but
why? Why doesn't he heal? I don't understand that play. Did I miscount? Maybe I miscounted. Maybe it was 11. Maybe it was 11 mana. My play. No, it was not. I don't know.
Yeah, because the Tinker's Oil is free. Like the one Tinker's Oil that's free, but you get the Healbot down and you do not die. However, Mal'Ganis is going to be the play for Fake. It's the strongest minion in his deck, and it's very hard to to remove if sub just got spent. And it's not like you can hit it with your face. That's pretty much impossible since you're at 3 life. So let's see.
Needs to do Acid Drake. He has 10% chance to get his second sap.
Let's see, as Azure Drake finds him and eviscerate, that's not enough, I think.
Oh, he needs to heal up now.
Yeah, he needs to play Healbot, and that means he doesn't have mana for anything else. So that's lethal.
That's I'm not sure. Did I not count right? Couldn't he heal the turn before? That means he would have been able to kill the Mal'Ganis and survive. I don't know. Like, I think I counted right.
Yeah, but it's 2 mana for. Okay, so Dagger Master is 2 mana.
Yeah.
Blade Flare is 2 mana, and
that's 4.
Yeah, the oil is basically free because you are using the prep into the decreased oil. Welcome back, guys. And no, I guess your play was 10 mana. No, 9 mana if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so because so he could have done my play, and then he would have the antique Healbot out. He would have, and then he could have killed the Mal'Ganis with the eviscerate he got from the Acid Drake and would have survived.
Yeah. I mean, it's correct. It's correct to put it that way. Of course, the players under, a high pressure situation, those plays are not so easy. Like, we're not into the game, and that is what makes all the difference in some of these scenarios. So that's gonna be it. And Fake is gonna take this series 3 games to 1, making the total score 3 games for mYinsanity against 1 game for Dactylion eSports. So we know the next classes, the next players are going to be Zephyr for Dactylion eSports, and Miss Foxio is not available, will not be playing today. So it's going to be Zephyr for Dactylion eSports and Miss Foxio for mYinsanity. And we will have a small break, if I'm not mistaken, and get the picks and bans and whatnot ready, and we will be right back with the next game.
Are we sure that we have a break?
Yeah.
Okay, we go for a break then. Like, see you in a few minutes.
With the next game. Stay tuned, guys.
baby. Swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul. Yeah, yeah. Out of control. Take over my soul. Out of control. Take over my soul. You will be my love tonight. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light. Swallow me. Dance with me, baby. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, take over. You will be my light tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul. Yeah, yeah. You will be my light tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul. Yeah, yeah. You will be my light tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. We just witnessed the fake taking the first series with 3-1 for mYinsanity. Up right now is Miss Foxy versus Zephyr. Let's see, Miss Foxy was standing for mYinsanity. We do have the deck picks here right now. So for, let's see, Zephyr, we have Warrior, Druid, Warlock. That's the three main classes we see. We
Everybody's
also,
using them, yeah.
yeah, we also have his Paladin and a Shaman. So he has two decks that is a little bit different. And he actually named his Paladin Dactylion, so maybe it's not the aggro Paladin. Or he's just mind fucking us. Like it is aggro Paladin.
Most likely. Most likely it's an aggro paladin. Like I do like the fact that we get to see Shaman coming from mYinsanity that shows that they have sort of a team Shaman deck going on, if we could call it that. And we still haven't seen that one, so it should be pretty fun to see, a Shaman deck. Shaman is considered one of the, weaker classes at the moment, and it will be really hard to argue that point. But apparently, you know, the mYinsanity guys think this is a good deck to bring to a good class to bring to a tournament. Maybe they have a plan going on, and we will get to see that plan.
Well, it was mYinsanity that had it last time, was it not? That
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yes, and now it's Dactylion that has it.
Oh, did I miss that? Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. Sorry.
It's okay. Well, we should maybe write down Miss Foxio's classes as well. It is also Shaman, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, so it
My
was correct.
insanity has.
I was correct, yeah.
It was correct as well. So, okay, Shaman, Mage. That's interesting. Like, will he ban the Warrior then and play a Freeze Mage? And then we have the Warrior and Druid and Warlock. So that's very standard. Very, very standard, except the Shaman. So, let's see if they are ready to go. Let's see. Okay, it was another thing. Okay, let's see. They are just they have started this game. Miss Fox is preparing, and I guess we are ready. Just waiting for them.
We're just waiting for them. Who do you think is favored in this matchup, judging from the lineups, like really quickly before we jump into the game?
Okay, let's see here again. I have both of them up here. Okay, the Shaman, Warlock. I think it's comes up to the band. I'm pretty sure that Miss Foxy will ban the Warrior and play a Freeze Mage, like because now when you have the option to ban, like we have said this week after week, that when you can ban the Warrior, the Freeze Mage is so strong. Freeze Mage is pretty strong versus the Shaman, I think. It's very strong versus Warlock. It's very strong versus Su, and it's pretty decent versus Handlock, even if that's like a 60-40 matchup. Versus the Paladin, I actually give the Paladin a pretty good chance there because he usually plays Antique Killbot and Lay on Hands and a True Seal Champion. That's a lot of heal.
We're going with the fact that this Paladin is not an aggro Paladin.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I don't think so. If it's an aggro Paladin, I still give the Paladin an upper hand because it can do so much damage really fast, and also the oh come on, you know that you draw all the cards Divine Favor.
Yeah. Divine Favor is such a huge card. Like, if you play against a class that, you know, naturally holds a lot of cards, you know that if they have Divine Favor, the damage is not going to stop coming. And even
they have started the game, by the way.
Okay, so let's jump into the game and find out for ourselves what these players are going to bring to the table.
So it starts with Shaman. That's interesting.
Okay. I really like that, honestly.
Yeah, so you can't see it, but they have started the game. Okay, so Miss Foxio brings his Shaman, and it looks like a normal. It's not mech Shaman. It's like a mid-range / control Shaman versus Zephyr's Warlock. That looks like it's a Twilight Drake and a Doomguard. I'm thinking now, do Malygos Warlock run Doomguards?
Yeah, no, they don't run Doomguards. They just run stuff to protect themselves until they get to the combo, if I'm not mistaken.
So I'm quite confused right now what Zephyr is playing. Like, I'm thinking, does the combo lock... Okay, that's a giant. So it's a handlock with a Doomguard?
Okay,
it might be a hybrid. It might be like a hybrid of... I'm not sure yet. Okay, it might just be a handlock with a Doomguard, but that's so strange. Like, does he play Ward Callers as well then?
Yeah, I guess there are some versions which go, too greedy, and they play the 4 giants plus all the other guys, all the demon guys. And it's actually correct if you're planning on playing against stuff where you need more threats, and of course you sacrifice some early game power. And yeah, what else? Let's see.
Okay, so he do play the board colors. So this is some kind of hybrid. Maybe it's a deck that is famous that I just don't know about, but it's board colors with Doomguards and the giants. So I guess that's legit. And the Shaman, he has 1 hex in his hand and 2 Earthshocks. That's very big. Like the Earthshocks is very strong versus Twilight Drakes. But he doesn't know it's a handlock now. Now he sees the void color, so now he knows that now he thinks it's either a demon lock, it's a Malygos lock, or a combo lock. So it's a bit mindfuck right now.
Yeah, the thing with Warlock, it's like you have so many, different Warlock decks that you can play, and the fact is that it makes it actually so difficult to predict, your opponent's gonna play this or that or whatnot. So there we see an Earthshock, pretty clean answer to the Void Caller. He's gonna take care of him using one of his totems, and he's gonna go face. I would put Miss Foxio in a very good place to win this matchup, just based on his hands, on the card that he's holding, and he's holding pretty much a standard mid-range summon stuff. And I guess I do like that. Like mech summon is actually fine as well, but this kind of summon, it's very hard to lose against a deck that you are so prepared for it. And that's gonna be a Hellfire to take care of the board, and there we see the answer, the form of a Pilot Shredder. Maybe you coin out the Haunted Creeper as well to get some extra bodies on the board.
And the thing is here that he has both Hex and Earthshock, so he can put a lot of pressure right now. And he still doesn't notice it's a handlock, but like if he does a big target, he can just Hex it. So I guess he can Hex this. Let's see what comes out from this Pilot Shredder. Millhouse.
Oh, that is not so impressive. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess he will Hex this. Like,
Yeah,
but now he's like, okay, now he starts to think. First I saw Void Caller, and now I see Mountain Giant. What the hell is this guy playing?
Yeah, if I were Miss Foxy, I would put my opponent into playing a more greedy version of of handlock. It just he has more stuff for you to deal with, and I don't know, like it makes it so that you might run out of threats. Like there is an argument for just playing the fire elemental and damaging the giant and going face with the rest of the guys there, keeping the hex, but I don't think this is a correct one. You can also roll a totem, maybe play Defender of Argus and force your opponent to have to have a second Hellfire, most likely. Because he just played the Mountain Giant plus the demons, you're kind of thinking that he doesn't have that much space for the big AoE spells that the handler plays, most likely.
Well, I'm not sure. I still think I want to kill the Mountain Giant, because now we can kill the Haunted Creeper and then he can Shadow Flame it. He can actually play a Molten Giant and then Shadow Flame as well, so he can clear this board. I don't know what I think about this play.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It needs to be. It seems to be a bit risky, but at the same time, I think it's correct, most likely. Like if you're Zephyr, you have a hard time dealing with that board efficiently. At least this is how Miss Foxio is looking at this. Let's see.
Okay, I don't like this play from Zephyr either. Now he has. Okay, maybe it's good. Like, okay, how much damage are we looking at?
You just Lightning Storm, right?
Lightning Storm?
Yeah, you Lightning Storm.
4.
And you.
Then you should maybe Hex first. Then you should maybe Hex the 8.
No, I'm talking about saving the Hex, because you have seen demons, so your opponent's gonna be playing Mal'Ganis and whatnot. So maybe you wanna take that risk that you roll a 4.
Silence the Mal'Ganis. I think Hex on the 8/8 and
Okay.
Lightning Storm is the correct play.
Okay, he's gonna do just that. He's gonna use Hex and Lightning Storm.
And doesn't matter if he gets 3 or 4 damage.
Yeah. And he gets 3 damage. This is the place. Yeah.
So now he's thinking of like, should I kill it with the Haunted Creeper? Should I kill it with the Defender of Argus? And he seems to choose the Haunted Creeper.
And he has another Defender of Argus in his hand, so those tokens, if they survive the following turn, if his opponent doesn't have something like How do you Mortal Coil? Then it should be fine. However, there is a Mortal Coil. Let's see. What the draw is, Healbot is gonna be the play, and he's gonna pass the turn back to Miss Foxio, who at the moment can fire Elemental away his opponent's Healbot, hit Zephyr's face for 3, and pass the turn.
How much does his giant cost? It's 5. Okay, so he could play Mountain Giant and Shadow Flame it. I think that's the correct play. But okay, this is it's a normal shaman, so he might be scared of Alakir to rock bite the weapon, and that's 12 damage, so it shouldn't be enough. Probably the chat want us to say Vanda boys. I don't know who Vanda is, but okay, let's just say it. That's Vanda boys. Okay. So now back to the game again.
Like, Silas is such a nice guy. If you want any shout outs, talk to him, he's gonna do that.
Okay, he does the play that I wanted.
Okay, so Shadow Flame is gonna be the play for Zephyr, and Miss Foxio finds a Hex, and he gets a totem. He's not gonna play Defender of Argus yet. I think there's no value in doing that, and you just need to find Alakir, most likely, or something like Neptulon, if you play that. I'm not much of a summon player, so I'm not really sure what's in those mid-range summon decks.
Well, I think we can expect a Dr. Boom and Neptune. So that is pretty normal. But he chooses to play Defender because he's running out of time, I guess.
Okay.
And the second Hex is pretty big, but we will probably see Twilight Drake and Emperor here.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid. Like, if you're dead to Alakir, then okay, you cannot help it, but it doesn't matter at this point.
Well, if you have, okay, so Alakir now would be lethal. Okay, how much damage are we sitting at? 9 damage. So he can Earthshock this Twilight Drake.
Yeah, Hex the Emperor.
Yeah, he has to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can save the Rockbiter weapons if you have Alakir or Doomhammer in your deck. And of course you roll the totem first. Oh no, he's gonna Rockbiter in order to get Defender to kill the Emperor. That's also a valid play, I guess. Let's see.
He wants to save the Hex, like if it taunts up or something. So okay, I guess I can agree to that play.
Okay. Let's see, there's another totem, and he's gonna pass the turn back. Alakir is still lethal.
Yeah, Alakir is still lethal, but not many shamans play it, but it's a surprise moment, like surprise factor, maybe we should call it. So what can he do here? He can't play, okay, maybe Lothep and Twilight Drake chooses to... Lothep I think is a very good play.
Yeah, Lothep makes it so that he doesn't die no matter what, and there we see another Fire Elemental. Do you think you can get away by using Fire Elemental to your opponent's face this turn? Or is it, you know, too ambitious to expect your opponent to not have another heal bot or another way to taunt? I guess he's gonna do it anyway, because there's another play.
Well, the problem here now is that he's going to taunt up both these.
Yeah.
And he only has 1 Hex.
Yeah, that's gonna make it really hard. So let's see, as Zephyr is gonna go ahead and play Lord Zaraxus, get himself back up to 15 life, and things will start to get ugly for Miss Foxy right now, as I'm pretty sure he's gonna clear that, yeah, Fire Elemental, because the more time Zaraxus gets to stay on the board, then the better, and there we see big game hunters, so Miss Foxy ready for the, for that handlock and warrior control matchups. Double Hex.
That big game hunter is a bit too late. He already used all his giants. Now he'll start to summon Infernals. That's not affected with the big game hunter.
I guess Miss Foxy has lost this match. Like, if there's no Alakir, it's pretty much over. And even if there's Alakir, you cannot get in one turn kill like that. Like, your opponent needs to not have heal bot and basically hit you with hit one of your minions with a big weapon. And let's see, as Miss Fox is gonna have a hard time deciding what's the optimal play right now.
Yeah, that's his last hex. He has no Earthshocks left, so and he's not drawing any threats at all. This is a desperate move.
Yeah.
So I think this will be it. Zephyr will be able to play. Let's see what he gets. But right now, Ancient Watcher, Hero Power, and Taunted up.
Yeah, and that should be game, but because Miss Fox here right now is counting on a Lalakir top deck, like his opponent will take care of the big game hunter using his hero power, that's what he's hoping for, and then a top deck Alakir seals the deal. But we know that's not gonna be it, because as you said, it's gonna be Ancient Watcher and Infernal, and he's gonna taunt up both of them. Although he's gonna take 4 damage to the face.
I think it's funny that we say that it's game now. The Shaman has 27 hit points, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he has no hexes left. He has no Earthshocks. He has nothing to go past this wall that Zephyr will build up. It's like he needs, I don't know if he plays Crackles, maybe 2 Crackles with the Wrath of Air Totem will do it, because Emperor way too late won't help him at all.
I mean, that Emperor makes it so that it appears that he has a chance, but you know, Infernals, like if you have to pick the strongest hero power, 2 mana summon a 6/6 would do it, most likely. And yeah, as you said, it's gonna be very hard for Miss Foxy to come back into this, especially since there are so many Infernals coming out.
And he kills off the spell damage totem, just... He's pretty scared maybe from a double lava burst or double crackle combo. Like, that's the only thing that can kill him right now.
Yeah,
I guess he will just play the Mal'Ganis now to be really safe.
Yeah.
I would do that, because then I wouldn't even be dead to 2 spells. Now we are dying again. Your microphone a little bit.
Oh.
I think it's up. I don't know. Okay, so I think it's a bit wrong to. I would have played Mal'Ganis instead. Okay, so he gives up there. So the Warlock wins. Zephyr wins the first round for Dactylion, which makes it 3-2 to mYinsanity. So he's taking the first game there. I don't know. I would have played Mal'Ganis because the only thing that could kill me, because I knew that the opponent has used both his Hex and Earthshocks. That the only thing that would kill me were double Lava Burst or double Crackle together with a spell damage totem. So you have to think like, okay, what play makes it impossible for my opponent to win? So, and I don't think he plays like Owl or a Silence when he has Earthshocks. But okay, we're heading up into the next game. Miss Foxy will change to his Warlock, and Zephyr will change to Druid. And it looks right now like a Demon lock, like a normal Demon lock. And Zephyr is playing standard Druid with the Ooze as a tech card instead, or with the Harrison. So personally, I like the Harrison. Nick, are you back and with me? Okay, so I will just keep talking. Okay, Nick died once again. So Miss Foxu, aka the Warlock, are saving the Knife Juggler, and Zephyr, he might just save the... I don't know if he should save the Ooze just to have a minion on the board. If it is a Zoo, he wants something to stop him early game, or if he just mulligans for the Innovate / Wild Growth instantly. So yeah, Nick is like a cat. He has like 9 lives. He just dies and keep coming back.
Yeah. Can you hear me now again? God damn it! I mean, like
Okay.
I streamed for 4 hours before this tournament.
Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Oh.
Something happened. Miss Foxio just left the game.
Okay, maybe it's not just me that's disconnected. Maybe Miss Foxy has, internet issues of his own. And yeah, once again, that was gonna be a pretty interesting match. And sorry, continue. What were you saying before this guy started? I don't know.
Okay, he misclicked. He misclicked his class.
Okay.
So how did he misclick? Okay, let's say did Miss Fox you? Oh, we don't know the bands.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So what's
going to ask. Okay, so I'm asking
Silas
right
trying
now.
to Silas
Okay.
is like the guy who does everything, like trying to figure out who does what. It's very nice of him.
Okay, so Zephyr did ban the Warlock. We forgot to ask about the bans. Okay, so he banned the Warlock, and Miss Foxu accidentally took it. I'm pretty sure they agreed to
play that game.
replay. Okay, do you see the cards right now, Nick?
Sorry, I have to get into the game again.
Okay. So Miss Fox is playing a Patron Warrior, and Zephyr is playing his Druid, and he has Ooze on his hand. So he likes his hand much more, and he has the Innovate. He has the Ancient of Lore. This is a very good hand for Zephyr. So Zephyr was the one picking the Mage, right? I am correct with this. Yes, he is. I'm going to ask Miss Fox what he did, what he banned. Okay, so he did not ban the Warrior.
Okay. So this mage should not be a freeze mage, right? Because of that.
Probably not. Or he saves a freeze mage, like after the Warrior has won, he can put it in, like because he doesn't have to play all the classes. So that might be one option as well. And I got now that Miss Foxio did ban the Warrior for Zephyr. So, okay, cool. Ban is an item.
Okay, I'm trying to get back into the game, so you have to take it from here. Because apparently there's a spectator back. Lovely, Blizzard, thank you.
Yes.
And okay, so I will get back into the game, and please continue since you are already into the game.
Okay, so Miss Foxio has established a board with Unstable Ghoul and a Gnomish Inventor. Not the strongest for offensive play. And Zephyr is sitting with... Zephyr has a bad start, but he has really good cards in his hand. He has double Ancient of Lores and a Dr. Boom. And he has to Innovate, so he will be able to innovate out something next turn.
Okay, so I'm back into it, and in this Patron versus Druid matchup, do you think the Oozes and the Harrison Zones actually make it so the Patron has a really hard time, winning? Because we see Lothab as well, this is going to make it really hard.
First of all, are you in the game now? I think Zephyr has to play the Ooze now, because he has no answer to a Grim Patron turn. If he doesn't kill this Deathbite, Miss Foxo will get out 4 Grim Patrons, and he can't kill it. Okay, this is wrong play. I think so. I have to think now. I think so. Yeah, this is wrong play.
Yeah, because basically Dr. Boom is dead, and what's gonna happen is Miss Foxo is gonna play his Grim Patron, he's gonna multiply his Patron. Basically, he's gonna get a board full of Patrons, his opponent is not gonna have anything on the board. The thing is, although Zephyr kind of knew that his opponent could get a patron turn like that, because Druid has a really hard time dealing with a board full of patrons. It's still really hard to forfeit playing Dr. Boom in a board like this. Yes, you're gonna get punished, but maybe the bombs can pick up the 1 health the 1 health patrons. Let's see.
Oh, he got perfect bombs. Does that help? He can play Force of Nature and kill 3 of the patrons.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, he played 2 Oozes. He's played 2 Oozes.
Oh.
Why did he not play the? Okay, I would have played the Ooze there, and then I would have coined out the Lothab.
Okay, do you think that he's playing double Ooze and Harrison Zones in his deck?
I don't know. That would be insane. Like that would be. I literally hate Patron Warriors or everything that has a weapon.
Yeah. Let's see
So-
right now as Miss Foxio has a chance to play Emperor, although I don't like that stance myself too much. He's gonna do it no matter what, and he's basically telling his opponent to, how much do you value my Emperor? And I guess that Zephyr can say not so much and basically play Ascent of Lord, draw 2 cards. Do you
This
think
is
you
a
can...
this is a sucky emperor, first of all.
Yeah. But Zephyr doesn't really know that. Like, do you innervate out one of the acidic swamp oozes in order to take care of one of the patrons? Like, is this a play that you would consider?
Well, yeah, probably because he only has one death bite left. I mean, you don't care that much. Okay, this is pretty cool. Like now he plays the ooze, and with Foxy it's like I got the death bites. Like okay, the bug, the game bugged. So I guess the viewer can't see this, but the arena, you know, Zephyr did play the ooze, and Miss Foxo got the death bite, and now it's like okay.
Yeah, if I am Miss Foxio, right now I would go for okay, this is perfect because he gets such a huge battle rate right now. But even if he didn't, you can make an argument for Emperor attacking the Ooze, then using the Seal Slam on your own Grim Patron, then battle rates for a bans, and actually make it so that your Emperor has, you know, a really nice attack. Your opponent he still turns away from lethal, but you know the same thing is going to happen, and you will have mana left to either play a Death Bite and get ready for the next turn. Or even better, play a cool Taskmaster and trade one of your patrons.
Well, he has to clear because he has to respect the combo.
Yeah. Oh no,
He
it's
clears
turn
it.
8, right?
Yeah, but he can still have one innovate.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes.
Okay, maybe it's like okay, he already used one innovate, so maybe it's
Yeah,
like expecting the worst. But
I mean, you can make an argument for your opponent using Innervate, you know, on just an Acidic Swamp Ooze, where you could, whereas your Emperor could have traded with that, so maybe he has a second one. That's a valid argument, honestly.
this is an obvious play. Wrath, a swipe,
Yeah.
and now I got the bug, so I guess I have to
Reconnect, yeah.
I don't see a shit right now, so I'm gonna reconnect. So I'm outside the game right now. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need the invite from Zephyr again.
Okay, so right now Miss Fox is gonna take a draw. He finds another Green Patron, and let's see if he has enough damage. There is no Warzone Commander, so this is a no. There are no lethal attacks right now. What Miss Foxen can do is play both the Acolytes of Pain, and if he wants to do so, he can set up a Death Bite, seeing as how his opponent played the news. Otherwise, he can start his turn, of course, playing the 1-mana Ice Block. And he's gonna do that.
It would have been pretty cool to play. Okay, he kept. Yeah, this is a very good play. Like even
Yeah.
if Zephyr is using the ooze now, like he has to, he will
doesn't
still
matter,
get the
basically,
he will
yeah.
still get the death rattle and get a lot of cards. He will get 4 cards because first the death bite will go off on the Acolyte of Pains, and then also the unstable ghoul. So he will get 4 cards.
Yeah, it's basically you know, the Acolyte of Pain provides you know, protection from cards that break weapons, and Deathbite is such a powerful weapon when it comes to you know, value. When you, I guess the only other weapon that has a, you know, such a good death rattle is the Power Mace from Salmon, where you don't really care if your opponent uses Horizon Zones on it or not. And that's gonna be the play, and as we said, there's gonna be Acolyte of Pain drawing at least 1 card.
So he actually denies 3 cards by silencing that Acolyte of Pain.
Yeah,
but he still gets 3 more cards from the other Acolyte of Pain.
Let's see right now, as he's gonna crash his Acolyte, he finds a Fury War Axe, and
I think this is a Grim... Is
Yeah?
it a Grim Patron Whirlwind turn? Yeah.
most likely. I mean, this is the important fact against Druid, is that you can use your Green Patrons without the Warzone Commander, because it's so hard for a Druid to remove all the Patrons. Like, in the game that we saw before, getting 4 damage to each of the Patrons with the Boom Bots, that's not gonna happen every game. And yeah, most likely that's what's gonna happen now.
I have a bug. I didn't see that whirlwind.
Yeah, I have a bug as well. Who would
I
have
see
known?
I see all the minions on the board.
Okay, let's try to reconnect with the game. And...
Blizzard, you are amazing. Amazing, Blizzard.
Okay, let's see. And I do really think that the Patron Warrior cannot lose if you get a board that's, you know, so big. Like, there are so many Patrons on the board, and basically you cannot use Swipe unless you get another Drake. And if there are two Patrons that have 3 health, even Swipe becomes impossible, because you're not getting anything away out of the board, and you're making it so that your opponent has to spend their whole turn to respond to that, and it's also very difficult to do so. So at the moment, very good turn for the Patron Warrior. Of course, we see the Swipe top deck.
He can clear this, so
Yeah.
So this is still a quite interesting game to watch.
And it's gonna be Ascent of Lore, the play here.
He chooses not to use the swipe right now. Okay, so Miss Foxy do not have any patrons left, but he hasn't used any Frosting Berserkers, right?
Yeah, there are no Frothings used, and there are no Warzone Commanders used. So this was just Patrons being played on the board to, you know, for the value that they provide. And apparently he couldn't make enough of them, and let's see as he finds... Okay, so you cannot see Miss Fox's hand at the moment, so...
Miss Foxy has Warzone Commander, a Gnomish Inventor, and Execute in his hand. So what he can do now is kill the Lothar. Okay, he got the Frosting Berserker now. Okay, so this is the last... This is... but if he plays the Frosting Berserker, he can't play Execute on the Ancient of Lore. So this is an awkward turn.
Yeah, the thing is, you need to execute Ascent of Lord in order to stand it. Sounds like your opponent has so little health, whereas if you get a turn where he just plays a minion and passes, you're in such a good shape to win. There's an argument to be made about what happens if your opponent's playing one of those warriors that have Ancient of War in their lineup, but he just played double Ascetic Samples. There's no way he can fit, you know, that many taunts in his deck and still be okay with it. And...
Usually they don't play combo if they have Ancient of War. So he's just going for...
Yeah.
He's going for the aggressive player. But Zephyr is sitting on the swipe here. Okay, he has Acid Drake swipe. Does that matter? No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's gonna be the same. Like, he's gonna draw a card, he finds an Emperor that's kind of late, and... let's see.
Yeah, he kills the 2-3, then he swipes the 4-4. And Zephyr needs to find 2 damage. Okay, I haven't... He has one more Fiery War Axe, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
God, I forgot now. Oh, that can be big. That can be big. He has one more Frosting Berserker. So he can execute this Ancient of Lore and just armor up.
Yeah, hit the face, armor up, and pass the turn. And Frothing... Actually, Frothing is not lethal, right? Because he's gonna hit the face, his opponent's gonna go down to 2, and even if you top deck the Frothing Berserker, there's not gonna be a guy on the field to get damage or, you know, completely damage. However, if there's a weapon, I don't think there's a way to get out of this if you don't have a big taunt. So...
Well, he will Wild Growth here, I guess. Looking for a Druid of the Claw, maybe?
Yeah,
or a
maybe.
Sludge Belcher? That would save him.
Have we seen double Ascent of Lore? Because one of them could be used to...
Oh, we got it!
Okay. Druid of the Claw in taunt mode is gonna shift.
Probably gonna seal the deal. I don't know what Miss Foxy has left that can help him.
There's a slam for Miss Foxy. He's gonna use that on...
Maybe an Execute here? I don't know. That's the
There's
Berserker.
the Frothing Berserker. And yeah, this is just armor up, pass the turn, and then Zephyr gets to play... He needs to armor up again. Okay, this is not lethal, he's at 31 health. So you basically play Emperor and armor up, not play... How much damage is this next turn? You attack for 8 right now, 9 if you do the hero power. So your opponent's at 33 minus 9, that's 24 if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, 22. Yeah, 22, okay. Sorry. Yeah, 22.
But, does he have one more Execute? Is his last card an Execute?
No, I don't
Right.
think it is.
No, it was almost. Okay, so this
Yeah.
should be over.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
Oh my god, that Druid of the Claw.
Druid of
Okay,
the Claw was
I don't know if I
good.
would say top deck. He only had like 8 or 9 cards left, so it was like it was not that big though. So we see, let's see, it was Zephyr taking that game, right?
Yeah, so
Or
Zephyr is 2 games up to 0 games for Miss Foxio, and
that
there we're headed into the third game.
the mage versus. Okay, look, now it's like I said. Okay, I promise this is a freeze match. You see, because
Okay.
now he knows that Zephyr's war is gone, and now he can play the freeze match. And this means also that we have 3-3 in the total score, and it's a
Yeah,
mech
yeah,
shaman.
yeah, of course.
It's a mech
And
shaman.
it's gonna be Mech Salmon for Zephyr. Do you know how this matchup goes? Like, I would assume it's pretty much the same as with any aggro deck against, freeze mates. Like, if the freeze mates can, stop you long enough in order to reach the late game, then you are safe. If you can get out these explosive starts, maybe the freeze mate stumbles a bit, then you're in the clear. What do you think of this?
Well, I actually give the mech shaman an upper hand here, especially
Okay.
with this whirling Step-O-Matic, because this forces Miss Foxy to use Frostbolt on it, because it's too strong.
Yeah,
So-
it's basically like half Frostball or die or something.
So we will Cogmaster. Next turn, I guess we will see a Mech Warper and a whirling Symptomatic.
Yeah, and if you're Zephyr, that being your Cogmaster turn signals that you're in the clear to do whatever you want, deal a bunch of damage. Is gonna be Mech Warper, coining out, Whirlwind Zapomatic, no reason not to. He's gonna hit the face for 3 more points of damage, and what's gonna happen is if you are Zephyr, do you think that if your opponent doesn't kill your win with Zapomatic, you go Rock Biter Weapon and Spider Tank on the next
Yeah.
turn just to get that huge burst out?
Absolutely. That's what. This is why I give the Mech Shaman the upper hand. Like, I think he might think about the Doomsayer now. It's not a good play, but I don't know. This is an awkward turn. He needs to kill this Vulnerable Symptomatic or deny some damage.
Like,
So-
Doomsayer is not that bad of a card right now, but
It's still like 7 damage that he has to go through. So, but it's not like it's not an it's not a like you want to play it like that. So this is a slow turn now for Mix Foxio. And yeah, we
Yeah.
will see a Rock Bite Weapon Spider Tanker for sure.
yeah, and Miss Foxio is gonna be punished severely, not like he had many other options, but this is the games where you basically don't play HearthStone. Like when the Whirlwind Zapomatic is hitting you for 12 damage and you're at 10 on turn 3, that's basically, you cannot win this game like that.
Probably not. Like when I said Doomsayer last turn, I meant it's not a good play, but it's like, what the fuck should I do? He did play the Arcane Intellect now, and he got like 12, 14, 17 damage in his face. So
This
good.
is lethal. Like,
yeah, but it's ice block, so
yeah, it doesn't. Okay, there's the second ice block, but if there's no freeze effect in his hand, then it doesn't really matter. I wouldn't even roll a totem, to be honest.
yeah, why not? It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, you can't.
Yeah, because
Right.
if you feel the board too much, maybe you cannot play stuff like Fire Elemental and whatnot.
Ah, that's true. But he still has
Yeah,
one
most
more
likely
slot.
it's not gonna happen. Yeah,
He
but
has one more slot, so
let's see, as Miss Foxio is in a very hard spot, because even if he plays the second ice block, it's gonna get popped no matter what. Even if he plays ice block and Doomsayer, it doesn't matter. His opponent has enough damage to kill both of them. So it's gonna be Mud Scientist or Thanos. It's gonna be Scientist, and I really think that Miss Foxio should have played the Doomsayer on turn 2,
yeah,
because that
I
would have
think
saved.
I don't
that
think it would now. Like with his draw, it wouldn't have helped. So this is
Yeah.
just over. Like, you know what I would have done there? I would have killed this mad
the
scientist first.
yeah,
I would have
yeah,
killed the mad scientist and remove all his armor.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Malagos! It's a Malagos freeze mage.
Yeah, Maliku's freeze makes it so that you have a good matchup against Patron Warrior. Because if they try to fatigue you out, like get these huge double armor smith turns, Malgus can still, seal the deal. However, this is not going to be the case. This is going to be Zephyr taking the game in a very convincing fashion, using his lava burst to finish off Miss Foxy. That's going to be 3 games for
Yes.
Zephyr.
This means that actually Dactylion has turned the table here from 1-3 to 4-3.
Pretty
quite
impressive series from Zephyr. As he's making a case, like this, it's very hard when you're behind, 3 games to 0 to not give up and, not basically throw the game away. But, if Miss Foxion can get 1 win in this last match, he can make the series even and basically say to Aless or Tuis that, you guys played it out, I did my part, this was the best that I can do. You have to, fight it out amongst yourselves. Otherwise, if Miss Foxer loses this one, then it becomes increasingly difficult for Aless to get this game.
Yeah, well, yeah, then he needs to win 4-0 to win the series. Okay, so now I had a little discussion in the chat about this matchup, about the Paladin versus the Freeze Mage. Like I actually gave the Paladin an upper hand, at least if it was a control Paladin. So and he did not agree. So we will see.
I don't think this is a control Paladin. Like when you say control Paladin, do you mean a Paladin that has a lot of heals?
I don't even know. I'm not pretty sure whatever you mean with mid-range or control Paladin. I think they're okay. This is strange.
Okay, this is just a straight up aggro Paladin. So...
No, we saw Dr. Boom as well. So it's a aggro Paladin with Dr. Boom.
It's a mid-range Paladin, basically. You can call that mid-range, actually.
You can call it mid-range? Okay.
Yeah. Like, mid-range can mean anything from... Like, mid-range was an umbrella term that was invented in Magic the Gathering to basically say aggro control. This is what mid-range translates to. So basically, Zoo is a mid-range deck, but the Zoo that we play right now is a heavy mid-range deck. The Zoo that we used to play, before Mal'Ganis and whatnot is, a Zoo with a low curve, basically.
Well, I know the difference between control and mid-range, but like in Paladin, I think they are very similar to each other.
Yeah, most likely, unless you are referring to control like... in Paladin playing a lot of heals, I guess, but there is no, as you said, there's not many differences.
Well, Antique Healbot and a Lay on Hands. Oh, can't play that through Zero Champion. His board will just die and he will play a Divine Favor.
This Divine Favor is gonna draw 2 cards, and if you are Zephyr, you cannot be feeling good about this.
No, this is a good start for Miss Foxio.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, this is an aggro Paladin with Dr. Boom. Like, okay, you can play Dr. Boom in every deck.
Yeah, like there were before Aggro Paladin actually became that popular. There were versions of it actually playing Tyrion as the top of the curve. Like maybe he's playing something like that, but the curve stops at Dr. Boom. So yeah.
So he's Zephyr sitting on a lot of damage in his hand, but Miss Foxu will get his Ice Barrier out, and it's like when you're facing a Hunter as mage, you want your Ice Barriers out because those armor are so valuable.
But the thing is, right now, I don't think Zephyr can win this game, like, because he's playing a slower version. Like, we see the Hammer of Wrath there, and I don't really think that's where you're gonna be against this matchup. So he's gonna spam the board, and that is nice and all, but at the end of the day, you are still gonna get punished by Blizzard. You are still gonna get punished by effects like Doomsayer. Maybe if your opponent plays an explosive ship, that is good as well. And the thing is, Dr. Boom is actually really slow in this kind of matchup, whereas it's only good if your opponent has a Doomsayer and he's about to die and you get to bypass their secrets because the bombs get to go face for sure.
Yeah, well, the thing is, that Doomsayer he got on this turn 2 was so big.
Yeah.
Like, he stopped the assault from Zephyr very, and he only got 2 or if it was 3 cards from Divine Favor. Versus a freeze mage, you want to like empty your hand and then you can
Yeah.
get like 7 new cards, just flooding the board.
Do you think Zephyr was in a bit of a hurry when he, went for the Divine Favor there? Because I think it was a bit premature there. Like, you would have gotten value either way. Like, let your opponent draw as many cards he wants from his Acolyte of Pain and whatnot. Don't waste weapon charges on the Acolyte, and just let him fill his hand and then use the Divine Favor to gain a lot of cards.
Yeah, actually I don't know. I was thinking about when he was doing it. I was thinking about it, but I think it was a quite good play anyway because like he needed some cards right now. He had a really bad hand. So I'm not sure about Hammer of Wrath either. I've seen it more and more on the ladder, the Hammer of Wrath, but my personal flavor of the Aggro Paladin is not to play the Hammer of Wrath.
Yeah, it's like whenever you have an aggro deck like that where you are basically counting on not having these expensive cards in your hand, like you want to have 1 drops, 2 drops, and whatnot in your opening hand, and that's gonna make it so difficult. Like this freeze, this blizzard is gonna be really huge because you do not have a nice follow-up. Even if you do Master for Battle, you still have 2 weapons in your hand basically. So healing Consecration as well. I'm guessing this Aggro Paladin is good if you are playing a mirror match. Like, if you're playing a mirror match, it makes so much sense to have cards like Consecration, to have cards like Doctor Boom, because you get to be on top of your opponent.
Yeah, well, I thought he would play the Master for Battle there because if he did, even a Flame Strike wouldn't be good because it wouldn't kill the Shield Minibot. I think he has to Frostbolt this Shield Minibot later, because you don't want a Paladin to have a minion out on the board because you have Blessing of Kings and Blessing of Might, and you can do so much damage. I mean, now Miss Foxy doesn't see Zephyr's hand. If he's sitting on like Leroy and a Blessing of Might, that's 9 damage from hand and 14, 16, 17 damage. So I think he has to Frostbolt this Shield Minibot, ping it and Frostbolt it. Obviously.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like this Emperor in his hand is so crucial to this. Like, he's gonna get Ice Lances that cost 0 in the next turn.
This is what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
comes to Blessing of Kings. So how much damage is this? This is 7, 9 damage. Okay, so but now Miss Foxy has a really good Flame Strike right now. No, he does not have it, I mean. But he has Frost Nova Doomsayer. Maybe Frost Nova Doomsayer Ice Barrier is a good player.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm considering right now is you saw your opponent playing Hammer of Wrath, so maybe you're expecting something like Equality in your opponent's deck, or maybe Iron Becowl. So that's why I wouldn't count so much on this Doomsayer to survive. However, because your opponent kept a card in his hand that he hasn't played all this time. However, this is not going to be the case, as we see Zephyr not having anything. He's going to attack the face with...
I think it's over now.
Yeah.
With that second Ice Barrier, I think...
Yeah, I think it's pretty much over, yeah.
He can play the Emperor and he can play the Ice Block. It's not that good Emperor. I mean, he does not have good hand for the Emperor, but he has played to get a 5-5 on the board. But he screw the Ice Block. He doesn't play it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way for him to die. Like, his opponent would need to have Leroy injections and whatnot. There's the Iron Becowl, kind of late to the party.
Is it not like he could have 6, 9, 12? He could have 13 damage if he had Leroy and 2 Blessing of Might. Did we see a Blessing of Might? Did I miss it? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we saw a Blessing of Might, so that was not possible.
Oh, okay,
I'm pretty sure we saw.
Okay, then it was a correct play. Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna go face with that one. Like, I'm not really sure about Aggro Paladin that much because I don't know the differences in the list. Like, if you play Hammer of Wrath, do you actually have room for Leroy in your deck?
If you play what? Excuse me?
If you play Hammer of Wrath, do you have room for, Leroy in your deck?
Well, I don't know if you have, but I think it's he played Hammer of Wrath and he played Dr. Boom, so maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have the Leroy. My personal flavor is that I really like the Leroy, especially if you play the Consecration. It's pretty good in late game as well. in long
Yeah,
term?
because you can get rid of the tokens.
Ah,
as
okay,
well,
he plays
yeah.
Quartermaster as well. Okay, maybe he doesn't play them.
Yeah, Quartermaster is surprising. Like this is, okay, this is something like the hybrid hunter, and this is what I would call like hybrid paladin because it's, it's in the middle. Like he plays the charging guys, and he plays, the late game minions. So it's pretty much in the same way that the hybrid hunter wants to play his matches out.
So, well, I'm thinking right now if this is what can Zephyr do? Like he can draw his second.
I mean, you can play Malygos and win on the
Yeah,
next turn.
I was thinking he can get his second divine favor, but he has nothing to kill this Malygos with.
Yeah, no, equality. Equality is a card that can kill
Equality,
Malygos.
okay, but okay, if he plays Quartermaster, Hammer of Wrath, I mean he can't have room for everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unlikely scenario, and if you're Miss Foxio, if you're not using Malygos and you go for the Arcane Intellect, you cannot play any of your late game cards. Like, you cannot play. I guess you can play Antonidas with the Ice Lance, but that wouldn't really matter. And your opponent is dead no matter what because you have so much damage with the fireballs coming up next turn.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this
that's
should
gonna
be
be
it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so Miss Foxu takes at least one game versus Zephyr, which means we have 4-4 before the last series, right? 4-4. And the last game is Alesh versus Toes. Alesh, maybe pronounce it. Alesh. Alesh or Alesh. And as we saw, he did play the Pirate Rogue. And I hope we will see it now again. Okay, so we will see if we will have the draft. Let's see. 3 classes, please. Okay, so we do not know the. We will have a break, I guess. I guess we will have a small break while they are picking the classes.
Okay. Also, an important note before we go on a break. There's gonna be, guys, Thursday's match is gonna be the match between the two teams leading the field. We talked about SK Gaming and Method, the top two teams in the leaderboards. So Thursday's match is gonna be Method versus SK Gaming. If you want to know more about this matchup, be sure to visit the website, the HearthStone. Yeah. Silas is going to give you the website because he's fine like that. Also, be sure to visit the www.onlinekeystore.com. Get games in very discounted prices. And, stay tuned. Visit the Gamers League webpage in order to stay, updated with the rest of the matches. As far as Silas said, we're going to take a small break and be back with the next match. It's going to be Too Easy versus Ales. Let's see which team is going to get there this week. See you guys in a bit.
You will be my love tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole. And I'm going out of control, yeah, yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, yeah, out of control, yeah, yeah. Yeah, take over my soul, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. Okay, so we have one more series left, and it will be Alesh versus Tuis, and we can start with the picks. Do you want to do it, Nick?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start. For Aless, we have the following decks. It's gonna be Hunter, Warrior, Warlock, Mage, and Druid. So, as you said, a pretty standard lineup. Like, we see all the players have picked Hunter, Warrior, and Warlock. Like, they are the most dominant classes at the moment, and for a good reason, they are the most played decks on the ladder. They are the most stable decks, and Aless seems to, Atlas seems to not be, patching anything weird this week apparently. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a few things about Twiz?
Tuis did pick Hunter, Rogue, Mage, Warlock. It's like the same there. Like we have seen all the time, it's been Warlock, Warrior, and Hunter. But he skipped the Druid. He's the first player that skips Druid. But the most interesting part is, like I have been saying for 3 weeks now, both banned Warrior, both have picked Mage. You know what that means? We will probably see 2 freeze mages again.
Yeah, and this is going to be really hard. Like, I do think it is very important if one of them is playing Malygos. Like, if you play Malygos in your freeze mage, and you cannot basically lose the mirror match. Like, it's very hard to lose the mirror match because not only your opponent cannot interact with the spell damage, even a single fireball can get them up to, 1/3 of the health is down just by using fireball. So I would give the advantage to the player using Malygos if it comes down to a mirror match. And once again, I'm not really sure about that Rogue that we see, because I think Rogue has been underwhelming. Like, because we see so many players, like we saw double lose in the we saw double lose in the previous series. We saw a lot of things happening, and it actually makes it really hard for a weapon class like this that needs their weapon to stay on the board for multiple turns to have an easy time with that. So I'm not really sure I would put Rogue as the weak link there. And
one interesting perspective of this is that if they are planned to ban the Warrior, they might have skipped the Harrison Jones and Uses and stuff like that. We saw 2 Uses, but this was when it did not ban the Warrior. So
yeah, you're right.
He was probably like counting on, okay, I want to counter the Patron with my double Ooze Druid. And I don't remember that matchup. That matchup was when we missed the lethal, right? Like.
Yeah. That matchup was when we were like, how much damage is this? It's not lethal. Yeah, it is. If I'm not...
We have seen. No. He won that. That was when he got the Druid of Claw.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty confused because I got the players turned because I got this bug, with the cards. And first I saw one player down, and then I saw the second player down. So it confuses my brain, like which game it was. Like, okay,
yeah.
That's
I get it. I get, like, Blizzard. If you can hear us, make sure we have one ways. You can skip the next set. Just fix, the fact that the spectator mode has, and I will love you. Like, I still love you for releasing this wonderful game into the public. Just make sure that us casters can, have an easy time casting games. I was so happy when they released the spectator mode, because that meant that only to host a tournament, you had to basically get a feedback from each player's monitor and then live stream that and then have your stream on top of that. And the spectator mode made it so much easier, except for that little bug that it has right now.
Yeah.
So the players are getting ready, and who do you think is the weak link in Alessi's lineup? Like, do you think his lineup is actually fine against... if we follow the logic that you said, both players ban Hunter, so there's no Harrison Jones, there's no Acidic Swampus, then who is favored, if that is correct?
Well, according to matchup, I'm not sure yet, but I think Alesh is like one of the better players in this tournament. So, like skill-wise, I would give him a pretty good heads up, or what do you say it?
A good chance to win.
Yeah, and he has the okay. I don't know. I really love the Druid, like, and he doesn't have the Druid. Who are we? Tweez do not have the druid.
Yeah. You like the chance to be able to open up with a wild growth, I guess.
Yeah, and also druid is like a pretty good counter versus the freeze mage.
Yeah, of
So
course.
not having the druid, not having the warrior, I would be pretty confident with my freeze mage. So let's see if they are starting the game soon. I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is a very sound logic. Like you want to queue up your druid against. Basically, you want to queue up your druid against many things that your opponent might have. Like, you're fine if you queue up druid against warlock, basically, and you're fine if you queue it up against mage.
Yeah, druid. Okay, mech mage and tempo mage can be a
Sorry,
problem for your druid, like because of
not
the
so much. Yeah,
mirror entity. So okay, so I guess that's one of the worst matchups, and also a hybrid hunter that gets his freezing traps out is a problem. But still, the druid is a solid matchup. So okay, Alish is inside a game, so I guess we will find out what to start with right now. And Alish, wait, this is a priest. We haven't seen basic technical games. Okay, this is not a real game. Okay, they just trying.
Yeah. Getting. Yeah. Just making sure that everything is fine. So it doesn't matter. I will still watch this game because I like priest. Even I like the basic priest cards and whatnot. And yeah, as we said before, this is going to be very interesting. The players are doing a test run at the moment, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this matchup will play out. As you said before, you really count on the druid to take this one home, and I guess we can agree to disagree on that. Like, how useful can the druid be? And wizard druid being actually very good. You'd stop decks like the druid of the claw there. And,
Yeah, that was pretty insane actually.
have we seen Malilok in today's tournament?
No, no, we did see that control lock, but that was no Malygos lock. So no, I don't think we've seen any Malygos Warlock. Like okay, both the Aggro Paladin and the Malygos Warlock was like the flavor of the early month, if you would say so. It was pretty popular in the beginning, and this is still a basic deck player. We see okay.
Okay, we will get the game for you guys in a moment, and
we're just sorting everything out, so it won't be any bugs. So we don't have any bugs when the games actually start, because you know how Blizzard are.
Yeah, apparently this is an advice to all you guys spectating your friends. If you want the game to not bug, the other guy has to invite you, and you have to not manually spectate the other guy. So this is a little heads up if you guys want to host your own tournament and whatnot. Also, make sure to tune in for Thursday's matchup, where we have the two top teams, Method and SK Gaming, going head-to-head to see who is going to be leading the series. For more info, make sure to check out the gamersleague.esportsfy.com. This is the official website for this tournament series. This is
okay. Now you're dying again.
This is the pre-season one. Okay, I'm dying again. You can take it from here.
You died there for a few seconds, but you're back now. So you're resurrected once again.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard when you get the flow, like you're talking about what's happening or whatnot, and then your internet suddenly decides to die on you for some reason. Yeah, as I was saying before, make sure to follow this channel. This is a very interesting Hearthstone series. The team format is the new big thing in Hearthstone at the moment.
They started right now. And dish, it's a freeze mage. Freeze mage versus the rogue. So okay, I'm not very good at this matchup, so I'm not that good at like who is best here, to be honest.
I'm guessing Yeah, I'm not that much of a specialist in rogue myself, so I could go out on a whim and say that unless Tuiz gets a very nice hand and unless gets nothing, then I would give Aless the edge, just because he has so much more damage. He
Yeah.
has so much.
I would say like this. This is Alish game to lose. It's the freeze mage's game to lose. I think that the rogue needs to draw really good to be able to
Yeah.
kill, because they don't have the charge minions. They have one something they can't, but I think they have like one big burst around, and if he has the iceberg up, it's like nothing. So I would give the freeze mage the heads up, but Alish hand is really really bad. Like he has 2 ice barriers in his hand. He has I was going to say no card draw whatsoever, but he has the arcane intellect, so. But he wants the mad scientist and looters. You are dying again, Nick. We can't hear you. Yeah.
This double ice.
You sound like you're from Star Wars. So.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I guess he will play the arcane intellect here. Like.
Let's see right now, as there's a dagger face. And unless he's thinking about playing the Doomsayer, I think he might want to go for either the Ice Barrier. I think he can go for either the Ice Barrier or the Unchained Intellect. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Most likely you cannot, but...
we hear you, it's okay.
Okay.
I think Arcane Intellect was the correct play there, because he doesn't need an Ice Barrier now, and it's much better to get cards. So it's so like you don't have to be a genius to understand that. But Tuiz will get out Wild Teacher. This is pretty good. However, Frost Nova Doomsayer is in his hand, and Tuiz do not have. Right now, he has no removal for this. Later on, okay, he has 5 monsters. Fuck this Wild Teacher.
I guess this is a very nice play by Aless, because he knows that the rogue doesn't have much in the way of healing himself or preserving his life total. And getting, so much damage out of the Violet Teacher is something that Aless doesn't want Tuiz to have access to. So, however, Tuiz has a very nice minion in the form of Pilot Shredder, and if you're Aless right now.
I'm thinking about either you do Loot Hoarder and Ice Barrier, or you do Frostbolt. Yes, but how much damage can you spare? Like, if you do this Frostbolt right now, just to build up for a Blizzard / Flamestrike turn.
Like, we know that there is no Maligos in Aless's hand because he plays the Pyroblast. Usually Maligos replaces the Pyroblast. Those phrase mate decks, if they want to go the extra mile of having another a huge threat. Now, I don't know if there is any merit into using the Doomsayer right now. I'm guessing not.
No, not now. Okay, he did choose Arcane Intellect. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Okay, he did draw the Mad Scientist.
Yeah.
That was a risky play, because that meant he had to draw something that he could play, or he would just use the Frostbolt there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he could have played the Loot Hoarder, but at the same time, that's not where you want to be as a Phrase Mates player, because Tuiz is just going to take care of the Loot Hoarder using his dagger, and whereas with that Mad Scientist, he has to either ignore it, which is fine because Aless gets to deal some damage with it, maybe get his secret out and whatnot. No, he's not gonna ignore it, and yeah, the other thing is that he's not gonna ignore it, and I'm not really sure if this is the correct play for Tuiz, because A, you're giving your opponent a turn where his deck is thinned, like each one less secret, and B, you're missing out on 4 damage. So I'm not really sure how much Tuiz values these 2 damage that the scientist represented, but apparently it's a lot. And
yeah, I think it was strange. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I totally agree with you. Like, I think he could he missed 4 damage there. Like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for every card Alice draws, like okay, now he can't see Alice's card. It's a smaller chance that his mad scientist will draw a secret because it's a bigger chance that he gets it in his hand. So I would most likely gone face there. I'm trying to figure out why he wouldn't. Maybe he was scared of the flame strike. I mean the blizzard.
Okay, do you know I got that weirdest bag? Twist just drew a 0 mana Warlock Doctor Boom for me, so that is broken as hell, and I'm gonna have to get back into the game, but that was broken as hell, I just want to say that.
Okay, yeah, that happened to me before. You won't see that card, so yeah, you have to reload.
Yeah. But it's very funny because 0 mana Doctor Boom is actually the most insane card of them all.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. And he's saving his Earthling Enforcer here because he will need all the heal he can.
Hmm?
But if we wouldn't... Oh yeah, okay, so I'm thinking here... When is it turn for a Doomsay Frost Nova? Is it now?
Most likely, yes. Like, you do not want your opponent to draw that many cards, because that means he gets more card draws to find something like a sap, for example, or a combination of cards, like maybe, you know, a poisoned weapon in conjuration with an eviscerate can get rid of the Doomsayer. So,
So,
I would imagine you would rather play it sooner than later. The
yes,
Doomsayer, I mean.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking, will he be able to kill this? I don't. He will, but I don't think it's worth it. I'm thinking, okay, he can waste the Tinker Oil, but I don't think it's worth it. Or maybe it is. Like, maybe he doesn't suspect a Flame Strike now since he didn't play it. Yes, he
Yeah,
has
let's-
like 10 cards. It's so many options. Yeah, as the rogue said there, it's so many options.
Yeah, of course the Rogue would be the one to have that many options. And I would like to see... Like, this seems like a waste to me.
Oh, he
but-
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems wasteful, and honestly, Alice should be very happy that his opponent just spent one of his poisons and the Blade Flare in order to clear, you know, just a Doomsayer, because that means that he's still free to do whatever he wants. If I was Alice right now, would you consider going for the Blood Mage into maybe Ice Barrier, try to cycle the Blood Mage into something else? Because you
he
eventually...
has pretty much. I'm trying to count Alice Burst here.
Hmm?
If he would get an Emperor into a, I mean, oh my God, what's his name? The one that gives you fireballs. I have brain freeze. Antonidas into Emperor. He has an awesome hand for that. I mean, awesome. But right now, he could play, as you said, Ice Barrier, Blood Mage, maybe even use Frostbolt. I use
he's-
Frostbolts.
Okay, he's gonna clear the board to play the Ice Barrier, and most likely pass the turn back. He's still confident that if he finds an Antonidas, he can get enough fireballs to finish his opponent out. And there we see a perfect turn for Alice to establish his board. And he can do it pretty much any way he wants. He can use the dagger to get rid of Thanos. He can play Doctor Boom and the backstab. It doesn't matter how he does it. He still has the control of the board. Sorry, to his. And Alice doesn't have a Flame Strike. So
Oh.
he's gonna get hit by the Snow Tiger, and the Ice Barrier is gonna proc. That will give Alice a total of 6 health if you count
Ooh.
the 2 for the Snow Tiger. And
That's an
there's-
insane good draw. He can do Frost Nova Doomsayer now.
Yeah, but I guess... Oh...
Twist has no answer to that right now.
Yeah, but he has a sprint, so he's gonna see 5 card total.
Yeah, but then he needs to get
Sap, basically, yeah.
the sap. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Oh, that's a very good draw.
Hmm?
Now we can prep sprint.
Yeah, most likely you can prep sprint, and that's gonna do it. Even if you get an eviscerate, it's still fine. You can kill the Doomsayer. Oh no, you cannot kill the Doomsayer. I'm sorry, you do not have any spell power on the board. That was my bad because
Yeah, he
Thanos
got the sap.
is looking to be very strong for 2Es. Because Alice doesn't have an AoE effect just yet, and he has already...
Alice needs the Blizzard.
Yeah, most likely Alice needs or something like... I'm sure if you can use Emperor right now, to be honest.
Right now, I give 2Es an upper hand when you see the cards. Like, how much burst do Alish have in his hand? He has 3, 7, 13, 23 damage. So that's far from enough, especially since 2Es is sitting on Antique Killbot and Arthur Enforcer. And he can't deal with his board.
Yeah, like the problem is, as you said, if he is really looking for a Blizzard, and if he doesn't get the Blizzard, then that actually means that you're taking too much damage that you're not supposed to take, and that makes it so much harder to get into Alexstrasza, to get into Archmage Antonidas, and actually plan a turn where your opponent cannot kill you if you play that. So...
I'm thinking if he has to fireball this, Dr. Boom. No, then he would.
I mean, I do like that, like Doomsayer and Emperor Thoison, your opponent gets to pick one and the other one dies. That's basically the plan for LS. However, he's gonna get punished because, as we know, there is Eviscerate in 2Es hand, and it's gonna make it very awkward for LS, who's gonna run out of stuff to do.
No, Alish has a bad hand, really.
Yeah, and this is not enough damage actually, and this is what's gonna make it so hard. So Eviscerate takes care of the Emperor, Dr. Boom takes care of Doomsayer, 2Es is gonna develop his ward even further, and he's gonna re-equip his dagger, pass the turn back to Alice, who finds an Antique Healbot.
Yeah, that's not helping in this matchup.
Yeah.
Really. Antique Healbot is very good versus Hunters, for example. Hunters and Sue. So, okay, yeah, it will help, but not that much. Like, okay, well, obviously it's not over. Like, if Alish draws Alexstrasza, he has... In one turn, he can do Alexstrasza and 7 damage. Well, but 2Es or 2EC, we're not sure about the pronouncing of his name. Has a total of 11 heal in his hand, and usually 11 heal, that's what matters, and that's what the normal healing a rogue has. But one more card that is the key card for the rogue here is Loatheb. Like a perfect timed Loatheb will just crush the mage.
I completely agree. Like, if you have Loatheb as the rogue, then it's very hard for the mage to win, because you get to set up this huge turn where you basically play Loatheb, and then your opponent cannot deal with it. So there we see 2Es with the deadly poison, and you're gonna go ahead, get rid of the Healbot, and play the Loatheb, and actually set up for a very huge turn, as he's Flame Strike proof. His opponent can steal Blizzard if he had Blizzard in his hand when he played Emperor, but as we know, LS doesn't have that.
Yeah. So yeah, the reason he played Loatheb there is because he will he will pop this Ice Block next turn. He has 5, 7, 11, 12, 14, 17 damage, and there he got it with the Tinker Oil. Okay, so now we will pop the Ice Block, and sitting in a very good position.
Yeah, you would normally want to pop the Ice Block and leave your opponent with just 1 point of health. I haven't done the math yet if you can do that, so...
He has 17 damage, so it will be 21 with a normal Tinker Oil, and it will be 20... let's see, 23 damage, I think. 7, 11, 12, 12, 15, 18... 21 exactly with the normal Tinker.
Let's see.
Now it will be 24 damage. Oh, and he hits the one. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Right now it's gonna be 6, 5, 1. Okay, and he's gonna be at 1 life.
He can give it to 1. Yeah, 1 life. So exactly.
So this is Xaxis, and this is very good. For Twiz, that will mean that means that his hero power will be lethal every turn starting from now, unless Alexstrasza doesn't work because Alex is then on board, even if he draws Alexstrasza right now. So I
This is
guess
probably over.
he needs to find Antonidas. That's what he needs to do. Because if he had Antonidas, he could go Antonidas, set Ice Block, Ice Lance the face, the next turn you can Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Fireball, and...
You know, that Blade Flurry is actually a pretty good top deck, because he is going to freeze his face.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he's like... but now he will be able to pop the Ice Block anyway with his Blade Flurry.
Like, the thing is, there was still a sprint in order to find a way to deal direct damage to Aless. There was still Hellbot, which was pretty hard. So, yeah, even if he didn't have the Blade Flurry, of course Blade Flurry is very good, but even if he didn't have that, he was still in a pretty good shape. Because
Yeah,
Aless needs
true.
to... He has only 2 cards in his hand, he needs to take a whole turn off in order to use Alexstrasza in his face, so it's pretty hard for Aless to come back in this matchup.
Absolutely. I would say impossible, yeah. Even if he got that Blade Flurry, I was like just excited that he got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Why not? Why not get excited about that? And let's see, as Twiz with Blade Flurry, or is it not to? There's no
So,
other.
this game is total over, and I just got information about SK Gaming winning with 8-4 versus RU3 Gaming, so they're just taking the lead more and more.
ST Gaming getting ahead of the pack, and the only time we have had the chance to watch this gaming play on stream, they actually lost quite badly. So apparently, they are not much of a team that wants to play online.
Yeah, they only lost one game, and that's what
yeah, the one that we
casting
streamed,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so this it goes to Dactylion, takes the lead here with 2 E's or 2 easy. If someone in the chat knows how to pronounce his name, be our guests. And my Dactylion takes it 5-4 and 1-0 in this series. And Alish keeps going on with his mage, feeling confident with it anyway. And we see, okay, what is that? Wait, is that Demon Wrath or?
This is Demon Wrath from 2E, so I'm guessing this should be some sort of deck that wants all the, all the effects that you can get. So basically, okay, maybe, let's see. This can either be Malilock, my guess is that it's Malilock, or a very heavy demon deck. But I'm guessing it's Malilock, judging from the hand. Like, there's no other way for you to play Demon Wrath unless it's those 2 kinds of decks. And another thing would be that you prefer Demon Wrath because it's 3 mana compared to Hellfire, who is 4 mana. So let's see, unless he's going to stick with the Freeze Mage again, and I think he's going to have a pretty good match. If this is Malilock, Freeze Mage completely destroys that deck, since you do not have to be afraid of Jaraxxus, you do not have to be afraid of pretty much any threats coming out of your opponent's deck, other than, of course, Malygos and the finishing combo of Soulfire and Dark Bomb, reduced by Emperor Thorson. So, there are no giants, there's not anything big, and apparently Alex has a pretty nice hand this time around. How do you like Alex's chances in this match?
Alex's hand, let's see, 2 Frost Novas. Well, okay, he has his Arcane Intellect. It's all about Arcane Intellect. I want to see more minions, but he has his Mad Scientist. He's pretty satisfied with that. So, and I'm still not sure about the Warlock's deck yet, really what it is, so I don't want to do any predictions. That Demon Wrath,
There's double... Yeah?
I'm just thinking. It's double
Okay.
Hellfire at least.
It's double Hellfire, 1 Demon Wrath. I don't know if there are any more secrets in there. And there we see is getting to hit with his Zombie Chow, taking down the Scientist. Unless he's gonna get a nice barrier thanks to that. And he has to set a secret. He cannot use the Arcane Intellect just yet, the second one. So he's gonna pass the turn back.
There's Demon Wrath. Deal 2 damage to all non-demon minions. I'm thinking about this, thought about that. It's like more of a control warlock. Like, and the Demon Wrath is really good versus aggro decks, I assume. Oh, is it a combo warlock? We have the Arcane Golem there.
Yeah, we have Arcane Golem, so yeah, it's combo Warlock. And that might change things actually. Like, if you can gather the combo fast enough, that means that he can kill his opponent really quickly before he manages to assemble, you know, anything. And if you are less, you might not be aware that this is, as you said, a combo Warlock. And you might leave yourself vulnerable thinking that, okay, I'm not dead, and then all of a sudden, you know, you are dead because there's this power overwhelming into Arcane Golem, into Faceless Manipulator and whatnot.
But first, I think you will see a Doomsayer Frost Aware. But okay, I have two different perspectives about that Arcane Golem. Like, one is like, it will have 12 damage, so he needs to kind of get it so he gets Alish very low. I mean, he can't have Alish on like 10 hit points and then hit him for 12, so he procs the Ice Block at 10 hit points. Because I don't know how much more direct damage he has, but we see 2 Hellfires, so that's 6 damage, because he needs to pop the Ice Block and have him low on hit points, and then kill him the turn after. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty hard as well right now because you cannot get rid of that Doomsayer. And if you are Twist, you're really looking for an owl, but at the same time your hand is full, so you cannot play anything unless you want to get... Yeah, you cannot basically play anything, so he just uses Hellfire in order to not discard the card.
Oh, this is a very, very good Emperor. Does he have anything to kill it with? I don't think so.
Yeah,
he needs the Implosion for 4, or maybe 3, and wastes 2 mortal coils.
Yeah, it's very hard at this point to actually get anything done.
Look at it comes 2. Okay, he will do 2 mortal coils, I guess. Or will he do... he can't use the Demon Wrath now. I didn't think about the Demon Wrath.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Demon Wrath is an interesting card, to say the least.
Yeah, but I like Alish's hand right now. Like, game shut down, so no one see what happens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in a mage's hand. That means he can't play the Aglet of Pain. Like, he will just overdraw a lot.
Basically. So Alice has used the Emperor Thorson. He has a huge hand, and he basically needs to not lose a crucial card. So he's going to play the Bloodmaid's Talons. That makes it so if your opponent kills his Bloodmaids, that he's not going to overdraw. And on the other hand, Twist has a hand that's filled, that has Sludge Belcher, Azure Drake, Arcane Golem. We assume that there is a combo in his deck that he wants to find.
Alish is, I mean, Twist is getting pretty low here. So he's 17 hit points, and Alish is sitting with 13 damage, 17 damage in his hand on turn 9 because he has the coin. So next turn, Alish has 17 damage.
Yeah,
so the Frostbolt and the Ice Lance. So this means that Alish has lethal next turn, and it's no way that Twist can like play around that. Like, so
yeah, because nobody plays around the 9 mana Pyroblast into the Frostbolt into the 0 mana Icelands. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, with the coin.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
And it's actually really funny because Pyroblast used to be 8 mana way back in the day, like in beta days. Because the reasoning behind that is, okay, it's like a fireball but double a fireball or almost double a fireball, so it should cost 8 mana. No, it should take you a whole turn to deal that that much damage to your opponent. And let's see if Twist wants to jump that again with his healbot if he thinks he's low enough, but
well, yeah, okay, he has 2 healbots in his hand, but I mean, he can't expect 16 damage right now, can he? I mean, maybe with 2 fireballs, Frostbolt into Ice Dance, thanks to that.
The thing is, you need to be dealing with that Doomsayer, and basically, Alice is, pretty smart for playing that Doomsayer right now.
But silence is very good.
Yeah.
Now we can silence and not take healbots.
Yeah, he's gonna use Iron Beak Owl and.
No, he plays the Imp Gang boss.
I mean, you cannot play around Pyroblast in the first bolt into Flame Strike.
No, yeah, no. It's
That's
not
so insane.
It's not a
Yeah.
misplay. It's just impossible to know. It's impossible.
Yeah, and Alice is gonna take that one in style. This is the styliest race victory I've ever seen in my life. So this is gonna be Pyroblast, first bolt into Icelands, and it's not even turn 10, so huge Emperor Thorson value here. Alice is gonna even the score, 1 game apiece, and it's gonna make it even. 5 games go to each team. And Dactylion eSports is currently tied with mYinsanity, unless getting that convincing win with his first match right now.
Yes, so okay, so Alice has his let's see, we have the classes here. Alesh has his mage gone, his war gone, he has warlock. Okay, they go into the game instantly. So it's we don't have to theorycraft. Alesh
I
plays
like
his
this,
hunter
guys.
and Tuis plays his warlock. And it's a snake trap, so this is mid-range / control hunter. I can see that he will. He's on Mystic in his warlock. Do you see?
Yeah. I was going to talk about that. We see Jason Mystic coming from to Izzy's side of the board, and it's going to be huge in this matchup. Like, if you're Alice and you have a snake trap in your hand, if your warlock opponent manages to steal that snake trap and you do not have an Unleash the Hounds to get rid of the snakes, you're actually in a World of Tumble right now. And let's see.
Well, okay, so I had to fix my headset. Sorry. Yeah. Well, someone has to leave. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Someone has to leave. Okay, so I guess leave. Do you have to speak? Nick,
Yeah, okay.
I can't see the game.
Okay, so right now what's gonna happen is Twiz is gonna go ahead and use Dark Bomb on the Mad Scientist. That's gonna make it so Alice gets a secret, which is Explosive Trap. So that's very good. We're actually seeing some sort of hybrid hunter, because apparently we can see Face Hunter as well. Like this Snake Trap can actually signal that this is a Face Hunter as well. And unless a rolls a Huffer with the Animal Companion, it always has to be Huffer. It's gonna hit the face.
Okay, I'm in game now at least again, so I see the game. Okay, so I thought it was more a hybrid, but he plays the Wolf Rider, so I guess it's a Face
There
Hunter
we
with.
Yeah, and there we see the clutch Jason Mystic taking the Explosive Trap, effectively nullifying Huffer. What a huge play by Tuis. And you know, the cards like Jason Mystic, when they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're just bad. But the payoff is really there. Like, if your opponent has Hunter and Mage, you know, Jason Mystic is going to get a lot of value out of this.
Okay, Alesh is the bottom player, and Tuis is Alesh is the hunter. So he chooses not to pop the explosive trap there, obviously, and Tuis is not concerned about this board right now, and he will pop the explosive trap. So the explosive trap didn't do that much, to be honest. Tuis do have the Sludge Belch in his hand, and since Alesh do not have Hunter's Mark or a Silence, this Sludge Belcher will, as we can see right now, eat 7 damage, which is pretty big.
Yeah, the thing is, right now, if you are less, of course you're going to play the bow. What you should be thinking about is whether you want to play the Knife Juggler. You're thinking about either Knife Juggler and the bow or Hero Power, or the Knife Juggler into Wolf Rider. Double Knife Juggler makes it so that the bow gets stuck in your hand, so it's not a very good play at the moment. And Alice will decide on playing the Knife Juggler, and I do think that's the better play. Because even if your opponent clears the board, you still have a turn where you can go, you still get to keep Unleash the Hounds with Knife Juggler for a potential implosion counterplay. But even if your opponent clears the board, you can still go Wolf Rider, Hero Power, and attack your opponent's face.
Yeah, so too easy or too easy, chooses not to life tap there, and that's a correct play. And the thing is, he plays 2 two Demon Wrath. That's interesting. So, and I guess Alish did play that Knife Angler because he had a second one. So,
And Knife Dactylion is also a minion that can take, like, if your opponent has a Sludge Belcher, you can send the two guys, maybe use the bow to take care of the first half, and then you can use the Knife Dactylion to take care of the token, or try to get a good roll. And to be honest, Knife Dactylions are cards that, this is not a matchup where you expect to go double Knife Dactylion into at least the Hounds. That's not going to happen. So you have to play one first in order to be able to, you know, Knife Dactylion into at least the Hounds, potentially get a lot of value, but I do like the fact that Aless played that Knife Juggler, even though his opponent had a lot of outs.
yeah, he kind of forced Twist to use the Demon Wrath as well. So right now, I think he has to play the Sludge Belcher, but at the same time, like he knows that if Alesh has a silence, it's like he's fucked.
This is the a really hard part where you have the chance to play silence or get rid of what your opponent has, and you know your opponent didn't have a chance to use silence the whole game, so Sludge Belcher becomes this big silence target, and this is where Defender of Argus is actually better. Like, if you have two guys and you use Defender against a Face Hunter, you basically cannot deal with that.
Okay, so now this is an awkward turn here for Alesh. If he would have silence, it would have been lethal, I think. 7, 10, yeah. So this thing of the Knife Juggler.
Let's see, right?
Okay, so
This is very hard right now. Let's see.
it's no good turn. I guess. Will he use a quick shot here on the Sludge Belcher?
Let's see. He hits the face.
That's not okay.
That's interesting.
Okay, so will he not attack at all? I think I would have quick shotted the Sludge Belcher, kill it off with the Wolf Rider, and then use the Arcane Golem.
I mean, at this point, you know, it's basically if you want to save the Arcane Golem or if you want to save the Quickshot. And Quickshot has the advantage of being able to get past taunts. So I guess there's merit into saving the Quickshot. However, the strange thing is that right now your opponent can attack with the slime, use a Mortal Coil if he has one, and then play whatever he wants. But I guess that Aless actually is the better play here. Because I think that valuing the face damage, having more hits in matchups like that, is actually better because you can bypass taunts or whatnot.
I don't agree with Implosion if he's going to play it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Because he has to respect Unleash the Hounds. The thing is, he has 18 cards left. It's 2 Antique Hillbots in there.
5 and use your heal power. It's 6 and you get 2 tokens. That's how much damage is this? Is yeah, it's lethal, right? Yeah, it's lethal.
Has the game bugged for me? Did he use Implosion?
Yeah, he used Implosion, he got 3 imps out of it, and then Aless used Unleash. He played an imp gang boss, and he had 5 guys, and then Unleash the Hounds, Hero Power, and Quickshot happened, and this is gonna be another game going to Aless, and it's gonna make it 2-1, and the overall score is Dactylion eSports has won 5 games, and mYinsanity has won 6 games, so Aless carrying the team really hard right now.
Okay, so this is a very. I love that we have so even as games. Like, okay, 65
yeah, they're very close games. And this is because the teams are actually evenly matched. Like, there's no team that is actually bad in this series, and there are some world-class players in this series. There are many players who are looking to get a name out there, and this is a very nice series to try and do so. Also, guys, let me remind you that this is what we can call the beta season. So after this tournament is over, this is a tournament league that lasts for 8 weeks. After this is over, there's going to be you could call it the normal season 1, and everything is going to be updated. This is basically the trial run for this. And also make sure to follow this channel because this team league is going to be big in Hearthstone. Like all the tournaments are right now being played in this team mode, all the huge tournaments. And we're in game, I believe.
Yes, I'm going inside as well. So Alish has the Druid and Warlock left.
Hmm?
Which one did he pick? Okay, Warlock versus Warlock.
And okay,
It's a
that's gonna be-
handlock. It's a handlock
Yeah.
from the. Okay, so Tweez has already lost 2 times with his Warlock.
He's gonna win this one. This Warlock deck that he's playing is very good in the mirror match. Like the burst damage that he has is actually very hard for LS to deal with.
Well,
I don't remember.
Alish has the taunts to.
Yeah, but the thing is, Twiz has a lot of AoE effects. Like imagine on turn 7 if you go Hellfire into Demon Wrath and you basically clear your opponent's whole board. I don't remember if Twiz has Big Game Hunter because that would make it so different.
Yeah, I saw one at least. And usually
Yes.
in those control locks, you do play 2, but that might not be the case here. We do see Alesh pick up the Big Game Hunter. Have we seen any big minions from 2Es? I don't think so. So this Big Game Hunter is probably a dead card, or am I mistaking?
Do you think it was a mistake playing that, that zombie show right now?
No. He doesn't know that it's a handlock.
Oh yeah, you're correct. He might as well be playing something like Zoo, for example. So that's completely correct. Especially, I guess you can make a case if your opponent plays an aggro deck that he has, a control deck to back it up like handlock. But yes, fine as well. And since you're not playing Giants yourself, you should be fine. And unless right now he needs to play a card, he can either use the Watcher coin he can use tap coin into the Watcher. But if he's playing something like Jaraxxus instead of Ragnaros, and if he plays Jaraxxus, he might want to save the coin. That's all I'm saying right now.
Yeah, well, when I'm thinking about it, we have only seen Arcane Golem. I haven't seen a single Power Whelming or Faceless Manipulator.
There was a power overwhelming there.
It was? Okay, sorry. Okay,
Okay.
so then it is. Okay. We just haven't seen a Faceless then.
Yeah, and look at that double Mountain Giant, and that's gonna be really hard for 2Es to deal with it. And he's gonna pass the turn. He's gonna play Twilight Drake, and the problem is right now 2Es doesn't have a Big Game Hunter, so basically he needs to give up his whole board. Unless can even go for his own Drake, but I guess. He knows that if his opponent has a Dark Bomb, he can deal with the Drake, and this is where that Kizan Mystic is gonna hurt because Kizan Mystic is prone to things like Hellfire. So actually playing Kizan Mystic here will hurt you more than it will help you. So
No. It's always a discussion. Like now we had the option to play Twilight Drake or the Mountain Giant, and I know that a lot of players prefer to play the Twilight Drake instead because if your opponent has a Big Game Hunter, he gets so much tempo and board control. Like Twilight Drake is
course.
a bit harder to remove. Like you need a silence and then you need to kill it, so you need 2 cards to kill it.
Yeah, the thing is right now, if your opponent... Okay, say LS plays the Twilight Drake right in the previous turns, his opponent could have done the same play, killed the Twilight Drake and still be fine with it. Whereas with the Mountain Giant, he actually wasted quite a few resources. Like he lost his Drake, he's lost his Dark Bomb, and he lost, many things. And
well, okay. Have they played the game? I still see the Mountain Giant in play. Have I
this,
buyed
is
out?
this is the second Mountain Giant, right?
No, I see the first one. Oh God. Please stop.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it's
yeah,
a
it paid off now.
bug.
It paid off now. It was the Mountain Giant paid off this time, but usually you want to play.
And unless going very aggressively for this one, he hits the face, no reason to hit the Drake. If your opponent wants to use an AoE removal, then so be it. Unless he's going to take that chance to deal 8 points of damage, his hand is stacked with threats, and that's going to make it very hard for his opponent to get him down to a turn where he has nothing of importance to play. So let's see. If you're
Yeah.
2 what can you do right now?
I don't think you can do anything. Like, 2 giants are just too strong for you. Like, you have no removal, and you have no silence. You can't get rid of this Pilot Drake either.
And you fail on implosion, hitting the lowest number you can get.
No,
So
3. Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's very hard right now.
Yeah,
Can
he
fire
wanted a 5 and then Mota call it. Now he will see 8,
that's
10,
lethal,
14,
right?
17. Yeah, it's lethal. So Alesh takes this 3-1, giving his team mYinsanity the win here with 7-5.
Pretty huge, pretty huge. Alas, delivering. All the Alas fanboys in the chat are very, very good.
Yeah, like
Um,
Alesh has a lot of fans, a lot of fans.
yeah. Alas is a really nice guy. Like, I had the chance to meet him in person like a year ago or not. He's a very easygoing guy. So, that's gonna conclude this series. It's gonna be 7 games, if I'm not mistaken, to 5 against Dactylion. mYinsanity wins against Dactylion eSports. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't get that wrong, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh, so mYinsanity is gonna win 7 games to 5 against Dactylion eSports, and this is gonna be the end of the series for today. We will be back Thursday, and it's gonna be the 2 highest ranking teams on the Gamers League, HearthStone League, and that's going to be Method playing against SK Gaming. Be sure to tune in for that one. This is going to be huge. Make sure to follow the channel to know when we go live again, and also visit the web page to learn more about the HearthStone League. Visit gamersleague.esportsfy.com to learn more about the teams, learn more about the casters, and also see the rankings. That's going to be it, and Silas, any closing words before we sign off?
Well, I have nothing more to say than you said, that the game on Thursday gonna be a fucking epic. Like SK versus Method. Schismatron is playing for Method as well. It's going to be, and Schismatron is very famous for doing very strange decks. So it's very amusing to watch that. Like, very amusing. So I hope to see you all on Thursday, and well, good night until then.
How far can we push?
You will be my love tonight, baby. Follow me, follow my soul. I will be your precious light, baby. Swallow me, make me whole, and I'm going out of control. Yeah. Dance with me, baby. Take over my soul. Yeah, out of control. Yeah. Take over my soul. Yeah. Precious light.